just so we have something to listen to while I frantically get your tokens proper.
My guy.
I was wondering where the music was. It loading. Is it normal that blank?
Yeah. I have you on a blank sheet right now.
Okay.
Because
Just
I'm
I'm
setting all your tokens up.
making sure, because I'm like, is my shit bugged?
You're all good. You all should have control over these tokens.
Yes, sir.
That's jam.
Jim Dark Magic?
Archfey Warlock. What's the TF2 item that the spy cloak that when you take damage it makes it look like you die?
Dead Ringer.
Yeah, Archfey Warlock and Dead Ringer. When you take damage, you can use your reaction to turn invisible and teleport 60 feet. You just get the TF2 spy death soundbite and play it whenever you use that feature.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you can. There's definitely an MP4 of it.
Am I the only one who hears an echo?
Is there an echo? I mean,
Wait.
I don't
do you
hear
have
one.
stream up open?
Me? No.
I don't.
Come on.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, that'll be
Oh.
one.
Oops.
Huh.
I just need an internal.
As long as you don't hear anything from me. Other than that.
There you guys go. Yeah, fuck it.
Alright, I'm happy with my starting location.
You're sticking out the window?
Yep.
Wow, you built a murder mystery character. You look like a Guess Who character. You look like somebody who definitely just killed a person.
Again, this
Oh
is the
my God.
first JPEG of a Victorian character.
Where is he?
Murderer.
Murderer.
Honestly, at this point, I'm not shocked. Frame me for
Yeah.
murder. Let's just get it over with.
You're just like,
Yeah.
I've invited you all here because I know who the murderer is. And
Oh
there's
my
just a room
God.
full of normal people, and then
Crazy.
just this guy, he's the murderer.
No. I invited you all here because I know who the murderer is. And I pull back the curtain to reveal just me again.
It's myself.
Yo.
What the fuck?
It's me. Hello, me. Hello.
That'd be a
I'm
sick.
putting you
That's
under
like
arrest. Damn it!
That's like if
At least
Quentin
get one.
Tarantino directed Knives Out. I've invited you all here because I know who the murderer is. It's me, and then it just turns into a bloodbath.
Yo.
Okay.
There's gotta be
Okay.
feet in it, though.
Ooh, finally ready to start. So we should probably change off of this and change it to London.
Oh my god, we're in London.
Go-
We're on the fucking roof, guys. We're gonna die.
British.
Why are you popping out the window, bro?
So why are you dying?
It's funny.
If you're innocent, you will surely catch me in your arms. But if you're guilty, I will die.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my god, the picture
Murderer
makes
will
it.
catch me. Goodbye.
Bro, look at the picture, but it makes it look like my character threw you off.
Yo.
Pushed you off the roof.
He's the one who gets killed.
Oh my god. I've gathered you all here to tell you who the murderer is. Gets fucking killed.
Yo. Wait, I have to take. So funny. I have to fucking save it.
That your icon does look like me when I fucking get you. Sticking the hands right out.
Okay. Finally, we are ready to start. So, how are you all? I hope that wait wasn't unbearable. I'm sorry.
I lost
No,
a
it was
leg
fine.
during the waiting process.
Fair enough.
Yo.
We've had ways of entertaining ourselves.
We figured out that the murderer is among us. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
no.
said the
Yeah.
thing.
Among Us?
Shut the fuck up!
Amogus.
Oh my god.
That was not
Movie
intended. That was
sus.
completely accidental.
Hate it. Hate it here.
Well, it's
Hilarious.
all right to vent your frustrations out.
Teehee.
I'm already
I'm
doing
good.
it by pushing you off the fucking roof.
Alright.
myself
Yeah,
out.
I'm getting off down the roof.
Yeah, get off the roof, guys.
Alright.
But I like the roof.
Shame.
This is a very charming
Too
murder
bad you have to fall eventually.
It's,
No.
it's a charming bed and breakfast.
So, we start in the town of Wits End, a small town in Obeve, which is known for its growing population, steadily increasing little by little. In most recent years, it has kind of seen an explosion in the housing capabilities. So the town has kind of exponentially grown over the last year or so, although it is still relatively small for the much larger towns of Obeve. In this town, you have been called by a particular man, a man known as Reginald von Vossner, a strange, enigmatic, but lonely man who lives on his own up in the highest portion of Wits End. Here, he has called several people to dine with him today in a effort of thanks for service across the continent of Gentokt, the continent that I run in. Here in Wits End, and subsequently in the manor, the man has asked each of you for a particular reason. And while we go around, I would like to ask all of you to describe said reason. We will start with Owl. Please introduce your character.
Hold on a second. my character's name is Yuta Moonlight. He is a oh no, every time. He is
Kalashtar.
a Kalashtar. There you go. He's a Kalashtar. Lived in a pretty small village. Adopted by some lovely elven folk that taught her what she knows now, which is singing. Mostly just out trying to find, more people like her, who she is. Vibing, but not really. And she was called here because he managed to stop an entire horde of animals that suddenly attacked her village.
Alright.
On her own.
As you start making your way up, you see... Sorry, oops, I'm in the wrong area. You see this man standing out front. I'll make him a little bigger.
Bear guy. Well, not a bear.
He is a bugbear.
Oh, okay.
Oh. A bugbear butler?
Mm-hmm.
A butt bear?
Oh god.
Bugler. Burglar? He's a murderer. I'm just kidding.
he's a bugler. I like that.
Can I approach this person?
Yeah.
Okay. I am approaching. Oh, Yuta approaches the up there person. I instantly forgot what the manor is called, but what's it called?
It's just the Von Wasner estate.
Okay. And he would go up to the bugbear butler, and ask him. I already forgot the fucking name, but is this the estate?
Ah, yes, you must be one of the honored guests for the evening. Please, follow. And he leads you inside.
Oh.
Inside is a beautiful, eccentric-looking mansion, basically. It has ivory decorations, golden railings, busts galore. There are a shit ton of paintings, mostly of himself, this enigmatic Von Wasner, who I shall show to you right now. He looks like this.
Whoa.
Oh.
Oh no, he's a gilf.
Oh my god. I hate it. I hate it here.
Just instantly. It's.
And
I think, you know what? I'm starting to think that it's not just Slicer's NPCs. I think we might just be thirsty.
Yeah,
You think?
a little bit.
Uh-huh.
A tad.
But
Enough for it to be a problem.
As you are brought in, you see these characters all sitting around a table. Did that not?
Huh.
No, it didn't. Oop, there we go.
Oh, including him?
This cast of characters, yes.
Colorful cast, and I do not mean that literally.
No, they are very monotone. They are very monotone.
Sometimes you gotta be like that.
Sometimes bitches be swagging.
Please, do take a seat. We shall be getting started as soon as the other three guests arrive.
Thank you. I will, well, actually, who are the, other than the man himself, who are these people?
You will be able to get introduced to them as soon as everybody else gets here.
All right.
The next to arrive, Evan, if you would like to introduce your character.
Okay,
I'm just
I
going
am.
on stream.
I am Bernard Faychained.
I just realized stream could not see.
He looks like he hasn't slept in quite some time. He's just got like shaggy brown hair that almost covers his eyes, just an unshaven, unkempt beard, like ragged traveler's clothes. He is known for there was a conflict between two warring barbarian tribes for the longest time, and he was given the job to quell the conflict however he could, violent or non-violent, and the whole town laughed at him when he took the job by himself, but no one else was there, so no one quite knows how he did it, but he did stop the conflict with no lives lost. Both clans just laid down their weapons and made amends. And he walks up to he doesn't know the Bugbear Butler's name. Is this the estate? I'm not late, am I?
No, not at all. We are waiting for 2 more, in fact. Please, do follow me. And he, once again, takes you back in the same way. Again, you see this whole thing. The very elaborate, eccentric-looking estate, and once more are brought into the dining room.
Okay. This is an interesting group of people.
Indeed. You will all have
I feel out of place.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, it's okay. You will all have a chance to introduce yourselves to each other in due time. If I may excuse myself. And he kind of ushers himself out. The next to arrive, Sness, if you would like to introduce your character.
Oh my god, it's my turn. Teehee. Alright, well, hello, this is my character, Generic the Third. Crazy, quite a throwback for, those who know. Teehee. JT. but yeah, so he's just, a guy that came from, like, a small town in, like, the outskirts of Obeife, and, well, basically, the reason why he's here is because he, pretty much killed a vampire lord. Except
at level 3?
As cool as that sounds, it was an accident. So, the whole thing that happened is that, see, where Jin comes from, there was like this funny mayor family, I guess. So basically, they like elect mayors and stuff, because, yeah, whatever, why not, And, well, there's a specific family that's always the mayor every time, because they're like, teehee, let's bribe our, citizens to make sure that our family's always elected, because we're filthy rich lords. So, yeah, it wasn't very fun. And, Jin's life in itself was kind of wah, because, he comes from a family of farmers that prohibit the family members from becoming adventurers, because his I don't know how many ancestor grandfather brutally died once because he was a level 1 apprentice on a mission. Truly a sad story that broke his wife. And from that moment on, adventuring was forbidden. But Jin, nah, he wanted to be an adventurer because it sounded awesome. So basically, he was like, you know what? I'm gonna go confront the mayor because, what kind of adventurer could I be if I can't just, confront the mayor of the town? What's the worst that can happen? All right. So, at first he goes in there. They just try to chat, except that I guess the mayor was in a particularly bad mood and casually does one of those teehee. I'm an evil villain, and here's my monologue of evil plans. So that's how he found out he was a vampire, It wasn't that bad, He doesn't judge. Except that then he also found out through this funny monologue that he kidnaps people to pretend to be his family, and that's how he's been, in quote, keeping his family line and casually kills them when he's done with it. So, Jin kind of panicked a bit, and he was like, I'm gonna, threaten him with, a funny, fire spell or something. Like, what's the worst that can happen? I'm not actually gonna shoot it. Except it kind of, set the house on fire, and the mayor died. But it's fine because the townspeople were super grateful and he was seen as a town hero. Except the downside is that he was kicked out of his house because he told his mom he wanted to be an adventurer. So yeah, yeah, he's fine.
Wait, that's like a genius plan to kill vampires, because if they have their coffin in their house, you just burn their house down. It kills them. It destroys the coffin. They have nowhere to reincarnate. Great.
Yeah, just, accidental murder, but it's okay, guys. No one knows it was an accident. He's, totally that cool.
Okay.
Crazy.
Okay, so, yeah, he's just gonna walk up to the door. Excuse me, is this the, Von... What? He's just, pauses,
Yes.
Yeah, yes. My apologies. I'm a bit exhausted from the trip.
Well, you will have plenty of time to rest over dinner. Please follow me.
Thank you.
And once again, brings you into there. Last but not least, Jaden, if you would like to introduce your character.
My character is Maximilian Ebernhardt of House Ebernhardt, Noble House Ebernhardt. I was born and raised in my own noble manor. And as I grew up, I started to use the allowances of my blessed life to learn divination and do some detective work in my spare time to earn extra money, which is how I got in good graces with some of the local folks. I managed to solve the Jasmine murder, a series of murders whose only connection seemed to be a jasmine mine nearby.
All right.
Or a jasmine trade, was it? Oh, it's been years.
We found our investigative lead, the inspector, sir.
There he is.
It seems that you are the last to arrive. Hello!
I hope I'm only fashionably late. I don't believe we met Maximilian Eberhardt at your service.
Nice to meet
extend
you. You may call me Mr. Tunk. Bar Tunk, but Tunk.
Mr. Tunk, it's an honor.
Not Tank, Tunk.
Okay, Mr. Tunk.
Please do follow. The rest of them are waiting on the inside.
Of course.
And he brings you into the dining room. At this point, now I can just bring you all over to there.
Whoa.
Do I have all the NPCs? Yes, I do. Cool. Okay. And... Baba Booey.
Bababooey.
Oh my god, what a lovely dining room.
Oh. Wow, are we sure this guy isn't a vampire? This is some pretty gothic interior design.
Nah, he's standing too close to the fire, man. He's fine. Probably.
It's fashionably gothic.
Yeah.
I'd love to speak today. Can I do that, please? Thank you.
Are we gonna go 2 for 2 on vampire mares?
For
At the very
two.
least, he isn't a mayor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So, as you all begin to enter, sorry, I'm like setting everyone up. As you all begin to enter, you hear a little tune playing on piano as you start making your way into the diner proper, the dining room. Sorry. And I'm gonna risk a DMCA here, but hey,
Oh my god.
it's worth.
Sometimes in
Sometimes you just
DMCA.
gotta do that.
It's true.
DMCs are BS anyway.
Or not. Thanks, Fred. Oh, there it goes.
There it is.
I've got you under my skin.
Yo.
I've got you deep in the heart of me. So deep in my heart that you're really a part of me. I've got you under my skin. And it just continues from there.
Yo.
Crazy.
The singer is over here. This woman wearing traditional
wow.
Meritos garb, which is a little strange considering you're all in Obeve, who are known to be absolute fucking mortal enemies.
Okay.
But she is playing a piano and singing this song, while Von Vosner gazes into the fireplace, and the rest are just having loose conversation.
So wait, Meritas hates Obeve back? I thought it was one-sided. It's mutual?
No, it's mutual.
Okay.
Jin is but a simple country boy, so he would not understand this.
Same for Utah.
Oh, I know far too much. I don't imagine Bernard is talking a whole lot, but he's listening to everyone's conversations.
To give a brief overview, this guy's just kind of sitting on his own. He's minding his own business. These two are talking about old times, something along those lines, while these two are talking about just life, like just catching up, like old friends, basically.
Huh. So, seems like everybody here at least has some idea of who everyone else is besides the 4 of us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
It's
man,
just
I've
like-
never been to a party in a mansion
Yeah.
before.
So I go over to the 4 people who don't seem to be old friends, because they have the look of adventurers as well. I go, so does anyone know why we're here?
Well, I suppose I was invited, but other than that, not really.
I thought it was because these people might like give us some work, but looks like a party.
Oh,
Hmm.
my connections to Ebonheart and the trade business may have something to do with it, but other than that, I do believe it's just a festivity among nobility. Festivity.
Words are hard, man. I getcha.
Well, I didn't want to assume anyone else was of upper birth.
Of the ones that you
Can I
can
put this
immediately identify because you yourself are a noble, 1, 2, and 3, and 4.
Oh, of course. Damn.
These two are not. He isn't, and she isn't.
I was once a bard who would travel to noble courts, so I might have some idea of both politics and who these people are as well.
In that case, you might loosely know of a couple of these people, but I will go into their descriptions right now. So,
Yeah.
as you all begin to take your seats, the host, Reginald von Vosner, turns and greets everyone, saying, "Well, hello there. It has been too long since I have seen some of you, and too short to have not seen others. I heard that you were all within reachable distance, and I had figured I would open my house once more for a dinner party, as it has been far, far too long since I have had guests within these halls. Please, for all of you unacquainted with each other, could you introduce yourselves?" And immediately, one of the people here, this fiery-haired Johnny Test-looking motherfucker, he is the first one to answer. "I am Sir Dethel, Falren Dethel. You should all know me already. My most recent hunt out to, the troll-infested mountains have been rather fruitful. And if you are looking at the campaign planner, you can see all of these people. And they just kind of keep going. So, he is the only one who actually, is that expressive about it. The rest just kind of go along. This one is Hefix. Hefix, round back and bend forth, the 6th.
That is a long name.
She is a gnome. And again, that is Hefix, round the bend back and forth, the 6th. But
I love her.
she can be called
that's
Hex
literally
if
her
you want.
name.
Yeah, that is literally her name.
What can we call her?
Hex. Hex. Hex.
Listen, you're gonna have to write that fucking down.
It's on the
If
campaign
you-
planner. You can
If you
Oh,
don't
yeah, I forgot.
think she's going to be Miss round the bend back and forth all night, then you are
Yo.
mistaken.
Bro.
This guy here says,
Oops.
"My name is Reed. I'm a doctor." And I don't think AJ and Carlos are in here to appreciate that joke, so,
Damn.
What's it from? I might
Criminal
just be being
Minds.
stupid.
Criminal
Yeah,
Minds.
I do not. No.
She introduces herself as Joy. This guy introduces himself as Fail. That is Fail Daelun is his full name. And she introduces herself as El Lulsa. And then, once that has happened, you all can introduce yourself as you see fit, as the host says. "And the dinner shall be out in, I'd say, 10 minutes, sir. 10 minutes. You may chat amongst yourself. I have other business to attend to. Please excuse me."
Huh.
And I'm gonna switch back to avoid the DMCA copies.
I don't really know how to start a conversation. Can I just make a general history check for how well I know the people in this room? Like any tidbits of information I might remember about any of them?
Sure.
That's an 8. Whoops.
Not a whole lot, although the name of Falren Dethel actually rings something. Just to quickly go around and explain all the races here. She appears to be a Yuan-Ti. He is a high elf. She is a gnome. This person here is a changeling, tiefling, obviously, and that is a Shidarkai, and you already know that he's a bugbear. And the host is a human.
Host is a what?
Human.
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna go up to Sir Fallen Dethel, Mr. Giant Gun.
Yeah, he does. And he is carrying it with him. It is this massive, like, elephant gun.
Oh my god.
That he is just, like, slung over his back. And he's kind of, like, playing with the stock of it a little bit.
Is anyone else noticeably armed?
No.
I have a cane, which seems to have seen use as a quarterstaff, but that's about it.
Actually, I'm going to rescind that statement real quick. Yes, Sir Dethel has his big elephant gun, but Fael, Daelun, has a glimmering black sword. It seems to almost sparkle with starlight on the inside.
Wow.
Cool.
He's a Twilight Domain
That-
cleric.
That's
I'll
sick.
approach Dethel, attempt to shake his hand, and troll hunting, was it?
Indeed. And you might
Seems
be...
rather impressive. Oh, me, I am Maximilian Ebonheart of Noble House Ebonheart. I don't hunt, but I've done some investigative work in my free time.
I see. Well, in Zern, investigation has no use. The only thing that matters is strength. So, perhaps that is why I am unacquainted.
Wait, what do you mean? Do you not investigate things in Zern?
Hardly.
Do I know what he's
Um,
talking about?
And so criminals that flee are just gone? Or is there minor investigation?
There is minor investigation. Once we find a culprit, we beat the shit out of them.
Oh my god.
I don't think that's investigation.
Brutal,
I
but
mean-
I assume it produces results.
It is rather efficient. We have no prisons, as we have no need for them.
Oh, you
Wow.
okay? So you
Oh my
don't
God.
beat them up; you murder them.
It's not
Okay.
murder, it's justice.
Okay.
I think I found our murderer, you guys.
Bro. Nah, it can't be him. He's the most suspicious.
He's brutal, he's not ambitious. That's out of character.
So, the trolls that you mentioned hunting, are they attacking people beforehand, or?
The trolls, the disgusting, worthless, aberrant creatures, they deserve to be put down. But
Okay,
yes,
I'm just
to be clear, they have.
okay.
Though the-
I was-
Though the weak have no place in Zone.
Trolls
Every
will pose
time.
a threat regardless
time.
of if they were attacking.
Isn't the point of justice to defeat people to help the weak?
think
The weak
Any-
have
like-
no purpose in Zone. It is survival of the fittest.
Well,
These are
I
the
guess
rules
we'll
of
agree to
nature.
disagree.
I really don't like you, and that's in character, and I walk away. I just start talking to the other nobles because I cannot be near that man.
I'm a fan. Understandable.
Who are you going to talk to?
By the way, I forgot to mention this before, but Bernard has a little sprite. It almost looks like she's so tiny that it almost looks like a Legend of Zelda fairy, like a little just mote of light.
Small.
Small baby.
Small.
And she just hovers around his head.
Jin is staring because he's literally never seen this in his life. He's like, what the? Huh?
I'm a Chain Pact Warlock. Or, yeah, Chain. That's the familiar one. I'm gonna go over to...
You
I
can talk
can't
with one of
wait.
us.
Yeah, I guess I should, but there is the Grey Tiefling lady, and she's pretty.
She is
Go
pretty.
over there first.
All right.
Though my wife's gonna kill me. She
Yeah?
can read my thoughts. Shit, she's already gonna kill me.
Yeah, man, don't do that, bro.
Yo.
Resist the urge, man.
I walk over to her, and is she already talking to somebody? Because I don't think I would just start a conversation.
She's talking with Fail.
Oh. I just listen to their conversation. I don't really have anything specific to say to these people yet.
Okay. They're just talking about like catching up, like I had said before.
Huh. So I'm gonna go. My sprite can do a little funny thing where she can touch someone and sense their general emotional state. I'm going to... I can take a guess how I kill trolls for fun guy feels right now. I think he lives in a constant state of rage.
Yo.
Yeah, that's
Or
Zarin.
superiority.
So I'm gonna go over to she's so tiny that I doubt they'll even feel it. But if you want me to roll stealth or sleight of hand, I'm gonna have her tap the tiefling lady.
She here, she's kind of general emotional state. She's happy. She's enjoying herself.
Okay, and though I guess I would know that because I have a mental link with my familiar, so I would sense it too. And I tell Cassie to come back, and she just floats back toward me. And I'll walk up to them, and I'll say, so does anyone know why this party was called? Was it just an appreciation? I'm sorry, I'm not used to this sort of environment. I'm new to this.
For all of the years that I've worked for Mr. von Vossner, he has occasionally held these parties just for his own entertainment, mostly. As long as I've known him, he's done the same. Although he usually plays some sort of angle. He wants to get something out of it.
Huh. Well, any idea what that is? Or is it too early to say?
As of right now, it's too early to say. I mean, it probably won't have to do with any of you. If I had to guess, it's probably him. And he points over to, Dethel. It says, he and the old man were friends, so...
I can't imagine anyone being friends with him.
Yeah, they were hunting partners, so...
Oh. He introduced himself. I have known that man for maybe 2 minutes, and I already know that he has a murderous rage toward trolls. That shouldn't be the first thing you tell someone.
He is a bit strange, isn't he? He's a nice guy once you get to know him, but strange.
I find that. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. Nice to meet you. I am, Bernard Faychained. And he says that part, his last name, there's a pause before it. Because it's less of a last name and more of, like, a brand. And he just generally always looks uncomfortable in social situations. which like he's a very handsome man underneath all that scraggle. So he used to be Bard, and his days of barding are over.
That's nice. To
I'm
meet
sorry, I cannot play charismatic characters starting at 11 p.m.
you. Well,
He's supposed to be.
It's all right. Well, it's nice to meet you. I don't think I really formally introduced myself, but it's Fail Daylun.
Oh, nice to meet you. Can I rack my memory if that name rings a bell?
Sure, roll a history check.
God, I have not rolled above a 10. That's a 9.
Uh-oh.
Not quite.
Well, tell me a little bit about yourself, Fail. What do you do? Are we all adventurers around here?
Well, not all of us, but I am certainly one myself. I'm a cleric. I draw my power from the celestial bodies, the 6 moons.
Oh, wow.
That's about it. That's me. I don't really
that's
do
impressive.
a whole lot else.
Do you have a deity, or is it just the moons you worship?
Well, I don't really worship any particular deity. It's just that I know that the moons are in some way assisting me. Whenever I touch a sword, for example, and he unsheaths his dark saber, basically, that kind of glistens with starlight, this happens, so.
Oh, well, that's impressive. I assume it enchants the blade, or
In some
does
way.
it just make it sparkle?
It is a magical blade, so yes. He just puts it back.
That's quite a feat.
Well, I don't do it by choice.
I made a bad deal in my youth, and now I'm under contract with a rather powerful employer, if you catch my drift.
Yes, I've
She,
done something of a study, yes.
He has I would call it a necklace, but it looks like just a tight chain around his neck.
I see.
Yeah, hence the name. It's more of a title.
Well, to be fair, Daylun is as well. It's not my birth name.
Oh, really? How'd that come about?
My surrogate father, he had seen my connection with the celestial bodies and simply decided to rename me.
What is Daylun one of the names of the moons?
No. Although, breaking it down, it sounds like...
The moon.
The moon, yeah, so...
The moon.
You take the moon, and you take the moon.
There's 6 of them. You gotta take them all.
Oh,
From the moon.
well,
Ahaha.
does anyone else want to have a conversation with a noble?
You know what? Jin is gonna talk to the people that aren't nobles. He's not ready for that. he's not ready. He's never
I've
spoken
politely
to a
slipped
noble.
out of conversation with Sir Dethel because I realize it's a brick wall of ideology
Yeah,
that I'm not getting through.
yeah.
He's just gonna talk to these 2 people. Hello.
Well, she is currently talking with Dethel, so you can get in
Oh,
the way of the
shit.
conversation if you want, but
Alright,
if you want to talk to this guy, you can.
Yeah, I'll talk to this guy.
Okay. He's just kind of like playing with his hands a little bit. He's kind of like pecking at his nails.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Ah, my apologies if I may have surprised you.
No, you're fine.
I just figured I should probably introduce myself instead of just standing in the corner.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, right. I'm Generic the Third. It's a pleasure to meet you. He
I'm sorry.
holds out his hand.
Your name is Generic?
Yes.
You just fucking noticed, man?
I'm sorry, I haven't been paying much attention. I just heard that.
Yeah. Yes. Well, my first name is Jin, and well, I guess there's like the, the three eyes they put in a name to make the third, and my last name is Narek.
Well, that was out of character. I didn't yell that across the room.
Oh, okay. I thought you just said your name is Generic. I was like, what the fuck? Alright, well, scratch what I just fucking said. So yeah, he's like holding out a hand to shake if he wants to shake it.
He shakes your hand. My name's Dr. Reed.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Dr. Reed. I assume with the what do you call it, suffix, you are
A doctor.
partaking in the
Yes.
medical field? Yes.
I am, yes. I trained under the doctor's orders over in Vinlock. They're actually pretty nice, but like... Sorry, I heard an echo. They're actually pretty nice, but I didn't end up joining their order because I didn't really appreciate the religious aspects. I understand that they have merits, but I find that the actual sciences themselves are a little bit more my calling.
Jin's brain is like fucking frying right now. He's like, oh my god, Jesus Christ. Information overload, what the fuck is happening? So from what I understand, the doctor's order is some kind of organization of doctors, but also that is focused on religion.
Yeah, the Doctor's Orders are an organization of clerics. They actually work under the Verdant Syndicate, which is the sort of ruling body of Vinlock. And they have the religious aspects, which take priority in their lives with most of them. But they actually have a lot of very useful scientific skills, and that's where I ended up studying. And I didn't end up joining the Order, but I still have the symbol, and he kind of like flashes it a little bit, just wearing it around his neck.
Yeah, I see. Oh.
Oops.
That is quite impressive. I mean, it probably takes a lot of studying to become a doctor in the first place, and well, I admire your dedication.
For most, for most people, it would actually take a very long time. But for me, I kind of I have a photogenic memory. I have a photogenic memory, so I remember things a lot easier than other people. So for me, it didn't take nearly as much time. Talking to him, he is a very young man. He's probably within 25, 27.
Hey, it's fine. Jin is younger than him. I see. Well, that's interesting. Just like I don't know how to respond. What the fuck? Well, I understand that it did not take you long to I suppose master your craft, but have you been a doctor for long?
I've been a doctor for about 10, 15 years, something in that line.
Oh, wow!
I don't know, it's hard to keep track of time.
Wait, I don't want to seem rude, but how old are you?
25.
Jesus, baby doctor.
Just like the gears in his head, bro, are turning. He's like, what? 25, 15,
10-year-old?
10?
5.
Wait, no,
Yeah,
wait.
10.
10. He's just like his brain exploded. Wow. Okay. That is very impressive.
To be fair, I did have a head start. My parents actually didn't read me like the traditional stories of Vinlock. Instead, they actually read me medical textbooks.
I'm sorry.
Why?
Jin doesn't know how to respond to this. Well, it certainly seems like you found them interesting since you pursued this line of work.
Yeah, I did.
Oh my god, that's the shortest response he gave. Well, oh god, he doesn't know what to say next.
Do you want
to
to
the party.
pan over to a different conversation?
Thank you. He's just gonna walk away like, oh my god, like fuck, he ended it for me because Jesus
Yo.
Christ.
Owl.
Back to the corner he goes.
Owl, you haven't had a conversation yet? Would you like to talk to anyone?
Yeah, I wanted to talk to her, but then I was like, wait, but she's singing, but I'm like, fuck it.
No, she's kind of ended by now. Once I
Okay.
swapped off of the song, she was basically done.
Okay. Yeah, I want to talk to her.
Okay.
Hey, you sing really well.
Thank you.
Have you been practicing for long?
I have. I've been studying singing most of my life.
Oh, you can study singing?
I have, although it's more just memorizing songs. I'm a,
How many songs have you memorized?
Not many. Probably 50 or so. Most of them are oral tradition songs. Things from my home country.
Oh, so you don't live here? Oh,
No,
in this country?
I am from Meritos.
It's so far away.
It is just to the south.
Well, you know, I've never traveled before except this time. It's the first time I've ever been far from home.
And where do you hail from?
Okay, know why you asked me this.
What
Where do you
general
live,
vibe?
bestie?
What general vibe do you want the place you're from to be like?
Oh, you fucked me up. Hold on.
I'm getting pretty big Amphido.
Where are we right now?
Obeve.
Veritas?
She's from
Fuck.
Meritos, you're in Obeve.
Shit.
Are you like 7 foot tall? Because then I know where you're
I'm
from.
gonna die.
Crying.
Anyway, what did you say, Evan?
There's like giant, like himbo country. That like everyone is like minimum 6 feet tall. You from there?
Sure. You know what? Sure.
Alright.
Wait, no, that doesn't make sense, actually.
Yeah, remind
Yeah, how tall are you, bro?
Huh?
How
I mean,
tall are you, bro?
You don't have to be
5
tall.
foot 5.
It's more about like communal strength is what Amphido's about.
Yeah.
You were a
Okay.
part of that campaign. What do you mean? It's like,
Yes, I know. Okay.
Her brain is fried.
I think all of
I'm just
ours
saying
are. This
that
is
would
gonna
it
be a
make
rough
sense?
session.
I can
Yeah, I was
tell.
just like, yeah.
If you
sorry.
guys
My
wanna
brain
hold
is
off,
fried
we
all
can.
the time. I can operate on 6 cylinders with 0 fuel.
No. I like the like 5 brain cells between us.
Okay.
Oh my god,
I
I
do.
have all of them. I'm just kidding.
Shit.
I'm kidding. Jaden has all of them.
You mean I have all of them?
I thought
Yeah,
you were
sure.
holding the brain cells.
Where is it?
Where are the brain cells?
Yeah,
And who's
where are they?
driving the plane?
Jesus, we're all insane, bro.
Yeah, sure. Jesus Christ, that's like super far away.
Okay, just pick a country, any country.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah. I know. I'm just saying, sure. I straight up don't all that much anymore. Like, at what specific area? I
Sure,
mean.
you've traveled at quite a distance.
Yeah. I came from a really small village.
I can tell.
How come?
You have a sort of vibe about you. I can see an aura of naivety.
Oh, many people always tell me that I'm too gullible.
It is not a thing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, I'm just taking it as I always like to give people the benefit of the doubt.
I see. Perhaps that will be valuable.
I don't like the sound of that.
Bum.
That's a bad touch.
Maybe I'm gonna murder someone later.
Yeah, that's gonna be useful when I kill someone.
Oh my god.
Well, you seem like a very nice person. It was nice talking.
It was nice meeting you too, Yuta.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name actually.
You can just call me L.
Ugh.
Okay, Al. I'm Yuta. Did I say that before?
You introduced yourself earlier. I overheard it.
Well,
Wait,
I have good hearing.
I'm looking through their
0
Character.
brain cell vibe.
where'd you go to school?
I studied
Oh, you know.
for a brief portion at the Tradewind Academy, although it was the university at time.
When does this take place? Like,
In the future.
oh, okay,
Yo.
all right. Because I was like, I don't think the school is open right now.
From dance, it is 30 years in the future,
Oh, okay.
which is why there's a massive fucking elephant gun.
Yeah, I figured.
Oh, I thought guns were like
They-
kind of like they are in Maine, Faerun, where like there are people that have them, but those people made them.
That's usually how it is, but for this guy, it is a massive one that would require a lot more like moving parts in order to work. So it's a little bit more of a artifice thing. So the time in the future allows for that.
It's a monster hunter weapon. All right.
Yeah.
It's a gun lance.
I can always appreciate a pointy stick.
So
Because of horns.
at the end of this, Mr. Tunk returns back to all of you and begins to set out the plates while the host returns as well. Ah, good. Time to eat. Everyone gather around, please. He takes a seat at the head of the table.
I sit with the other non-nobles, the other outsiders.
Now let's go. We should talk.
I shuffle in between some of the nobility.
I separate myself from the peasant Phil.
No, I just know that non-nobles don't have trade connections.
That's fair.
It's not a
It's
it's
just
not a
business, guys.
classist decision. It's a business decision.
I promise.
I mean, I could set you up with a trade route into the Feywild if you're into that sort of thing.
Considering
I
you have a
have-
chain around your neck, I don't think that'll bode well.
I have connect. No, it's a long story.
I have connections, yeah, chains.
Yeah,
Those are pretty good connections.
Those
yeah.
are nice.
You don't know how right you are, buddy. I turn to my Kalashtar friend. Yeah, I feel out of place here. I don't know why I'm here. I don't feel like I deserve any praise, you know?
I know how this feels.
Hey, don't look so down on yourself.
All I did was stop senseless violence. I feel like that's what anybody would have done in my situation.
If I heard
Well-
correctly, you stopped it entirely on your own.
Well, I guess technically, sure, but I had some help.
I don't get much news, but news like that is worth passing through the grapevine. You seem to have some feats worthy of recognition. Don't consider yourself a stranger to the stable.
Well, I just don't feel like someone who's worthy of praise, you know?
Well, even if it's something that could be, well, done by anyone, it's not everyone who decides to step up to do the right thing. So I think it's
Yeah.
good that you did that.
What are you guys talking about?
Oh,
Dr. Reed jumps in the
Research.
middle of this conversation. You see that the rest of them are kind of conversing between themselves. These three are conversing. These two are conversing. He didn't really have a conversational partner, so he just jumped in.
this is fair.
The host just kind of is asking for more wine. Gets poured out. All of you have the food set in front of you. The wine. It is a steak made in the traditional Vinlock style, with a bit of garnish over it.
We're talking about our accomplishments.
In the Vinlock style, but we're in Obave, right?
Yes.
Huh, is he from Vinlock?
The host? Or are you
Yes.
saying this in character?
Out of character. If I know this out of character, I wouldn't ask it in character.
Fair enough. He's from Obave. He's lived here his whole
Okay.
life.
Vinlock food, just tasty.
Yeah,
I
just
don't
rich
think I've
people
seen a
things, you know?
steak like this.
Vinlock style
maybe-
is basically saying Wagyu beef.
Oh, it's good beef. It's grade A beef.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Jin is
And,
shook. He's never seen this type of beef before.
And how's the wine? I'll give it a little taste.
It is fine, it is elven, and it is extremely alcoholic.
Nice.
Wow.
We're getting crunked tonight. Let's go.
I don't believe.
yeah,
I'm
I'm just
having
gonna,
any of
like,
these.
down my wine. I need
This
some
is
liquid
about to-
courage.
Alright, roll a con save for me.
Oh god.
The dragon's breath. I'm gonna
Yeah.
fucking
It's not
die.
Dragon's Breath, it's just to see how fucked up you get off of the one.
We do not speak of that name.
We roll a
That is-
20, right?
That is a modified 20. I'm fine.
Yeah, you are fine. That Sylvan
Aw.
energy is shielding you.
God damn it! I'm out with the boys. I can't get drunk.
Oh, I have
Crazy.
0 constitution.
If
That's a 12.
wait, we should all roll. Fuck.
No, that's just for him because he's downing it.
Okay.
I'm
Oh.
just
Damn it,
sipping it with
Sandra.
gentility
Yeah, if
and a recognition. That,
If you're nursing it, then you don't have to do that.
I just realized I haven't asked any of your names, if you don't mind me asking.
I'm Bernard.
Maximilian Ebenhardt. It's a pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure is mine.
I'm Yuta.
Yeah, it's very nice to meet you. I'm Generic the Third.
Oh, that's an unfortunate name.
I just do a slow blink.
Did you say that in character?
Yeah, I don't have social graces.
Yeah, in character, I just have a slow blink of a. Oh, he's serious.
Mean.
I try to hide it, but it's just.
Sir, are you alright?
Oh my god.
I'll be fine.
Oh.
Don't worry about it. It's just a cough. Sir, you don't have to stay. Are you alright? Seriously. I said I'll be fine. Please continue eating. And he brings his hands to his neck.
Oh god.
Oh no.
I am
Oh god.
Oh
rushing
no.
in to attempt to Heimlich.
Wait, a shadowy hand is reaching for his neck? Is that what I heard?
No, he brings
No.
both of his hands to his neck.
Oh, okay.
This looks like choking. I'm reaching in for a Heimlich.
He is like hands on his throat. You can see that he's beginning to sweat now profusely. As you come in to give a Heimlich, go ahead and roll a athletics check, I guess.
Lovely, my worst stat.
You break his ribs and kill him.
Ew.
That would be too much. I got a 12.
As you're giving him the Heimlich, he doesn't seem like it's going to dislodge anything. The butler quickly comes around to his side and is going to attempt to help you. Go ahead and roll that again.
While I'm doing this, I'm just gonna yell out for Dr. Reed.
He's like, oh shit, there's something going on, and he's just kind of...
You said that was... Is there any modification to that roll? Just an advantage, or
Just
am
an
I re-rolling?
advantage. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
That now becomes a 14.
Still, nothing is dislodging out of his throat. Now he's beginning to convulse. He's seizing up and just shaking uncontrollably. What's going on? What happened?
This man isn't choking, he's been poisoned.
He's been...
My god.
He starts to look him over, and as he does, the convulsing just suddenly just stops, and he slumps forward.
Oh no.
I checked for a pulse. I feel like it's a foregone conclusion, but
Yeah, so is Dr. Reed, and both of you find none. Although you do find that his body is rather hot.
huh. I give this a moment to sink in, and then I ask the butler if I could see the chef.
I'm the chef.
Oh,
He looks panicked. We
Look.
we should call the guard. Quickly, somebody.
I'll do it.
Never mind, I guess. Actually,
Look,
I'll just come with.
Okay,
We'll watch each other.
sure.
everybody travel in pairs. Someone. I don't want to make any assumptions, but I think it's it's safe deposit, but someone in this room is responsible for this. So
Well,
don't go anywhere alone.
we should lock down the
Someone-
doors.
Kills him in his room.
Unless there's someone else hiding in the house.
The doors. No one's allowed in or out. Not until we find someone who's responsible.
You don't
Who the
think it
fuck
hurts?
is that?
Oh, who is that?
Hey, yo.
This is the town guard.
Okay,
Oh,
thank God. I was scared for a sec. I was like, yo.
I thought just like a demon walked out of the fireplace.
Heyo.
Yeah, kill him.
So you, sorry, Generic and Fail, both run and grab, the town guard, and she is brought before all of you. Now I can reveal her on the planner.
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
No, she's wrong.
There you go.
The
And
characters.
as she enters, she says, "Nobody leaves. Everybody stays."
Agreed.
Fair enough.
I will be gathering your testimony, and then we shall identify who the killer is. I've seen my father do this on more than one occasion. I know what I'm doing.
I
And
know she probably.
I feel like I should
but
comment
I
on this,
feel
but I
like-
won't.
It just felt like I've seen my father kill his fair share of men. I know how it goes.
I'm just like I don't feel like you do know how it goes, and I won't say anything. She's
so,
the police. I won't question it.
Evan, and if Carlos is still here, you guys remember when you were solving the murder of the blacksmith?
Yeah,
You remember the guard, right? Justice?
yeah.
This is his
I
daughter.
remember Justice. Aww.
Honor.
I think we all need to calm down. And I will actually cast Calm Emotions.
Alright.
I can choose, I think it's 6 humanoids within range. Let me double check on that.
To explain, the NPCs that seem the most riled up are her, him, her, him.
Okay, I'm gonna calm down the 4 of them. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna pick Angry Man with a gun to not calm down.
Okay.
And I think her, him, and him. So all the other NPCs besides the guard and man with gun. And I'm going and calm emotions. Oh wait, no, it's just each creature in an area. Never mind.
Oh.
You can
Well, never mind.
suppress any
Oh,
effect
God.
causing a target to be charmed or frightened. When the spell ends, any suppressed effect resumes, provided that its duration is not expired in the meantime. They each make charisma saving throws,
I'm
and
not
a
even
creature
gonna
can
bother.
choose to fail the saving throw if they wish.
I'm just going to say all of them fail.
That, and I turn toward the guard and I say that should help speed things along.
I appreciate it. Thank you. One by one,
Realist
I will get your
enchantment.
testimony. Please.
The best.
She begins to take Fail away, and it continues like that for the next 2 hours as she individually gets everyone's testimony. However, during this time, you all will be able to investigate. There are 4 locations for you all to look around. I will reveal them to you now. There is the crime scene. If I can fucking find it. Hold on, I can just go to location. What am I doing? edit, visible, update.
Mm.
There is the conservatory slash the greenhouse. There is the kitchen. There is the crime scene. And there is the personal library.
Hmm.
These are the 4 locations where things are.
Well, first, I'm going to look at the crime scene, and I also want to talk to. I am so sorry. I'm so bad with names. I want to talk to Bart Tunk. Actually, if I could leave the investigating of the crime scene to a professional, Mr. Evanhart.
I was going to investigate the kitchen, but if you'd like me here, rather, I can.
You can all each individually go to every single location. I'm not saying that you have to split up. I'm
Okay.
just saying
I'm
these are
not
the
sure if
locations.
splitting up would be a very good idea.
Yeah. Look, I said it before, but I don't think anyone should go anywhere alone with a single person. Like, don't be in a one-on-one situation. We should stay in groups.
At least we
Preferably
should be
groups
2
of
and
3
2.
or more.
Yeah. So, Mr. Tunk, is it?
Yeah, yes, that's me.
Listen, I don't want to point any fingers, but I do need to follow up on the most obvious of leads first.
I understand. I'll be waiting in the kitchen. Please come and find me when you have the chance. And he heads on over. With that, she gets up over here, Hevix, and says, "I'll join you." And those two go off to the kitchen, which I will represent as over there. From there, Sir Dethel is going to be the next into the. Sir Dethel is going to be the staying at the crime scene with Honor. She is like investigating people over by the piano.
Honor.
Then, Dr. Reed and Joy are going to be over in the personal library. The victim's gonna stay here. Actually, no, he's going with Reed. Take it back.
He's a zombie.
Dr. Reed just kind of like pulls his body and he's like, "I'm gonna do an autopsy," and just like, and just like pulls it away.
Okay.
And then Elle and Fail are going to be in the conservatory.
All right. Did anybody stay in here?
I'm staying here at the crime scene.
These two are staying in the crime scene.
Okay. You mentioned you did want to go into the kitchen, so I don't want to stop you.
First I'll investigate the crime scene itself, specifically the food. Food, wine, anything. I forgot his name. Von Vasner. Anything Von Vasner consumed during the party.
Okay. Then I shall reveal to you the completely downed drink, one piece of evidence, and the hardly touched food, which is another piece of evidence.
Hmm.
There you go. So, as you're looking at the plate of food, you can find that it is only partially eaten. He was kind of just picking at it throughout the entire thing. It didn't look like he was terribly interested in it. However, he was really invested in the wine. He at least had 3 cups, like 3 glasses of wine.
Is there any trace of the wine left?
There is, yes.
Okay.
He died in the
going
middle of his third.
I'll gather traces from all 3 of them, keep them as separate samples, labeling them appropriately.
Okay.
And I'll also take a sample of some of the food.
Okay.
So, were they 3 separate wine glasses, or
It
did
was-
he just...
It was one glass, but effectively it's going to be the same thing regardless. So.
Okay.
Oh, I was under the assumption it was 3 glasses. In that case, I'll just, take a sprig of wine.
Yeah, I understood what you meant, so it was alright. Now that we're in the investigation portion.
Well,
And there are 2 people currently in here, that being Dethel and Honor.
Sorry.
I'm just going to go to the kitchen, and we can continue that after this.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna move over there.
Anybody else want to do anything in the crime scene?
I'm going to go to the greenhouse.
Okay.
With the investigation of the meal done, I'll just, not literally, but sweep the area around him just to see if there's anything else that could be evident of tampering.
You notice that there is a small, maybe pats of, beads of sweat that have dripped down around him. Although, nothing else. And if Yuta wants to go somewhere else or talk to the people in here, every NPC does have testimony, so.
Okay.
Well, I'll take my samples to Dr. Reed.
Okay.
And let someone else have their...
I'm gonna investigate the kitchen.
I'll stay right in the crime scene.
Okay.
Yeah, we should have somebody watching the crime scene. That's a good idea. I'm going to first... I'll first, look around for anything obviously suspicious. Anything obviously out of place, let's say.
Sure. One thing that you do notice on your investigation, I will require an investigation check here, but there is an immediately obvious item. That being an extra plate of food. It is a single extra plate of food, sitting alone. It has some sort of a white flowery looking garnish that was different from what you guys had, though not entirely different. It was just, the greenery looks similar, but this has a flower to it. But it wasn't present on the others.
I have to talk to Mr. Tunk about that later. And you wanted an investigation check?
Yes.
I'm gonna retire this die. That is 7 total. Now I'm getting a new one.
You find nothing else in this room.
I can't see you. I can't give you my portents.
Well, then on to the people in here. Mr. Tunk is actually in here.
Yes.
Hey, would you like to elaborate on this this extra plate and setting?
Well, the extra plate wasn't something that I made for myself. It was a request by the late master of the house. He had asked, on the off chance that another party had arrived, that there had been some plate. However, I noticed that the garnish was slightly different. Perhaps I did not cut that down well enough. I'm unsure. But it isn't something that I prepared myself.
Uh, were you expecting someone else? Someone specific?
No, we had just figured that there was an off chance that one of the guests could have brought a +1. We had no idea if they would or not.
Can I make an insight check?
Sure.
I think you're lying through your teeth, Mr. Tunk. That is a 16.
He seems genuine.
Okay, well, why did he request that this be made different? Why was the plate made differently, if you don't mind my asking?
Well, I'm not sure as to why the plate was made differently. I could have sworn that I put on the right garnish, but, the extra plate was there, as I had said before, just on the off chance. Why he requested it, I'm unsure.
What is the extra garnish?
It is a sort of flower. It's a white flower with the stem of the standard, what you had had before.
Okay. And there's food on the plate?
Yes. It is a bit prettier, though. It looks almost decorative.
Okay. And the woman in here, what's her name?
Hefix.
Hefix.
Uh,
Oh, yeah. She's the...
Funny named one.
Also,
X.
for the record, I had no grudge against my employer. I owe him quite a bit, and, well, so does Joy, she does. He helped us both out, and he was the one who hired me once my adventuring career fell apart, and he made sure that Joy had plenty of income, he did. He pays her just as much as he pays me these days, and I can't blame him. She's a hard worker, she is. She even helped me plant everything over in the conservatory about a year back or so.
Well, I don't seriously suspect you, Mr. Tunk. I don't suspect anyone yet. I'm just crossing my T's and dotting my I's.
I had figured that I might as well explain myself, especially if I'm going to be questioned by the guard.
Well, until you give me reason to, I can promise you I don't suspect you. But I'll speak to Joy later.
I see.
And the Hefix, do you have a moment?
Of course.
I'm afraid we didn't get the chance to be introduced earlier. Can you tell me a bit about yourself?
Oh, of course. I had a loose connection with the late master of the house. He was She pauses for a second. He was my benefactor. I'm an archaeologist. Sorry. He funded my digs.
Interesting. Did you have a specific area of study or general archaeology?
General archaeology, although I have found some instances that there may have been a former civilization that was somewhat advanced in the crash site of some sort, almost as if a boat had materialized on land. I've been looking into it a little more, and, well, nothing as of yet.
Can you tell me anything about why your benefactor was interested in this dig, or was he just a friend of yours and wanted to help you out?
We had been friends for a while, and I think he just humored me. Little money goes a long way, and he had plenty of it.
And do I know anything about how he got rich, or is it just noble doing noble things? Like, just a part of...
He was in the housing market.
Oh. So, he sucks.
Yeah.
Lol.
Thanks.
So, I'm glad he's dead. Nice. Non-character. I thank you for your time. What did I see what she was doing at the time of his death?
She was having a chat. She was talking with Oh fuck, who's next? Dethel.
Since you're a good friend of his, I think you'd be the good person to ask this question. Do you think that there's anyone at this party who bears the von Vesner estate any ill will?
Well, I can tell you that I didn't have any sort of a grudge against him, not at all. He was my benefactor, so it really wouldn't make sense for me to kill him. The only person I can think of off the top of my head that might be someone to talk to is Falrin. A long time ago, he and Reginald had a falling out, but they seem to be getting along pretty well recently. I knew that those two were back in touch a little bit more recently because Falrin was back in town a year ago. He brought some flowers for me and Reginald when he visited and went out to dinner, and I went back to my dig after that.
This is just a hunch, but you mentioned flowers,
Update.
and I motioned to the garnish on the dish. Was that the type of flower he brought you?
Well, he brought all sorts of kinds, but I believe that was in one of the bundles, yes. Although I don't know what it's called.
Can I make a nature check?
Sure.
All right, here we go. That's a 15.
That is hemlock.
Oh, and I assume that I know what that implies.
Yeah. I'm gonna add that to your evidence list.
What's hemlock?
A poisonous flower.
Yeah, it's a poisonous flower. It is
Oh,
white,
oops.
and it is known to cause respiratory distress.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
So I think I figured
You
out how
left
they
the
did it.
calling card.
Well, we found the poison.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that. I won't say anything to the room. I'm just gonna pick up the flower and take it back to the dining room and show it to our lead investigator friend, Mr. Evanhart.
Well, he's in the personal library.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you just whip around Mr. Ebenhart. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
I just put it in my pocket for now. Then I'll talk about it later. I want to be very tight-lipped. I don't want anybody knowing that I'm on to anybody else.
Okay. Yuta, you're still here. Is there anything that you would like to do?
Yuta?
Ooh, oh, I for some reason I heard YouTube.
I did too.
Oh, sorry.
Rano is here?
Dun dun.
Anyway, yeah, me. Yeah, I want to talk to. I forgot his name.
Devil.
Yeah.
All right.
I understand that, like, you know, like, you were all friends, so I feel bad for asking you these questions, but what's your relation with this guy?
He and I were friends some time ago, although it is less of the case now. Though it did seem like he wanted to bury the hatchet before his death. Seems now he'll never get the chance. Of course I had a grudge against him after what he did, but poison's a coward's weapon. A real man
What do you
fights with
do?
weapons. He and I could have settled our argument in the ring. That was all he needed to do.
As much as I hate him out of character, I think we can rule out poisoning because of his standards.
Yeah,
Like, you wouldn't poison him?
No,
I think
you just take the elephant gun, point it right at his face.
Yeah.
not only
Shoot him right there.
not only that, but I think this guy is also too smart to kill someone. Where like everyone at the party, if asked who is most likely to kill this guy, would answer him. I don't think he would do that.
Fair, honestly.
I mean, someone else would, knowing that we're all going to point the finger to
Who
him.
knows who it is? Oh, you're telling me you wouldn't poison him?
No, poison is a coward's weapon.
If I wanted him dead, I would simply just beat him with my bare fists. He was in his 70s. It's not very hard.
That's a fair point.
That's kind of mean.
And? I
Well,
don't believe that
guess
I
I don't-
asked.
Oh my god.
Well, I guess technically you didn't.
And also, to answer your previous question that I cut off,
Oh.
what he did was he knew my relation, my feelings for someone, and yet he still slept with her.
Oh,
Oh man.
So, that's it.
Well, I guess both of you are kind of mean.
Great.
Oh my god.
You get all that, investigator?
You hear all that? Both of them are bullying each other.
Speaking to Honor. Oh yes, you can ask for testimony if you want.
What?
I was
Didn't
outside.
hear that.
Somebody yelled at me, so I might as well come in.
I didn't hear that part, JT.
Oh, I said you can ask her for testimony if you want. If you want, she does have some general
Okay.
outsider information.
Okay. And Utah shall ask.
Okay. As you get to talking with her, because you had already issued your testimony, she's just basically gonna be able to respond. Yes, I had known that many people in town had a particular disdain for him. His ties to the government of Maritos and Lorala put a large target on his back. I think I can name about 5 people off the top of my head who want his head on a platter.
oh.
You know, it's kind of funny because I thought he was a nice guy, but 'cause he had a whole party, and I mean, he invited me, a random person of all people. So this kind of sucks.
What a
Honestly,
fucking mood.
for a
This
little bit.
dude died. It really harshed my vibe, man.
Yeah.
Basically.
Kinda like threw off my groove.
Yeah.
Kind of a bummer. He's a bit of a dick for dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a bit of a dick both for being a dick and also dying.
What an asshole. He dies at his own party.
Cringe.
Cringe.
I would have at least had the decency to die outside.
Uh,
I don't know why
He
this
didn't
is
even let us
funny.
finish eating. He just died right there. Unfucking believable.
He didn't finish.
Wow.
Let us finish.
oh shit. Wait, I forgot to say it. But Bernard would have absolutely finished his steak before he started investigating. He's
Oh, man.
hungry.
And it is also excellently made. So, up in the personal library, you can see that this library is elaborate. It is massive. There are some books that look rather old and untouched, but others look constantly well used, not even a speck of dust on them. There's also a table in the center, kind of center like back to one of the bookshelves, with some loose papers on it. There's also the corpse of the victim, in which Dr. Reed is currently undergoing the autopsy of, and Joy is here just kind of like crying.
Yeah.
Dr. Reed, Miss Joy, have you any familiarity with poisons?
Well, I know a few poisons. I've studied toxicology quite a bit.
Have you studied enough to be able to discern them from samples of, say, food or drink?
Well, it depends on what kind of set I have, but I mean, I can, and he pops open his briefcase that he carries with him. Let's see, and he like starts rifling through a couple of things.
Yeah, maybe. I can probably use this.
And over the steak sample and the wine sample.
Alright, I will get to work on this. You just come back to me, and I will let you know.
I do not ask you to rush, but it is a rather urgent matter. Thank you.
Sure.
And with that, I'm going to just have a quick glance around the books, see if any catch my eye.
Sure. Roll a perception check, I'll say. Or actually, no, roll an investigation check. Roll an investigation check because you're like looking. You're looking.
Hmm.
This is your like your bit. This is your job, you know.
Friendly
I mean-
reminder: remember to insight check people because people will lie, probably.
I don't think Dr. Reed's gonna lie on it. Yeah, I can figure out this point.
Well, not here specifically, but just
Yeah.
insight
When it comes
checks
to
are probably
testimony.
necessary. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and check the observant feat really quick. Just to
Oh.
remember what it does. Yeah, I built this guy as an investigator.
I think you can tell what someone is saying by reading their lips, and you can't be surprised. And you have a +5 to passive perception.
I don't have a not be surprised, but I have an increase my intelligence or wisdom by 1, max 20.
Oh,
And I have a +5 bonus to passive perception and investigation scores.
passive investigation is a thing.
I guess it is, because I have a +5 to it.
Well,
Would that mean if I...
Yeah, it would just be like I'll say it also counts as a +5 in a roll because why not? It's a one shot.
Alrighty then, I have a fucking +11 to investigation. Why not?
You don't really want us to be bad at that, huh,
No.
Dr. Evil?
That is a 29. That is a 30.
Okay. Let me pull open everything for you.
Yeah, literally.
Sherlock goes into his mind palace.
Welcome to the chess dimension.
Yeah.
I am proficient at dragon chess.
Pog.
Of course.
Because as a noble, I had a gaming set proficiency, and I'm like, fuck it, Sherlock Holmes, chess set.
So you have a letter you find and a bunch of arcane texts. These arcane texts are dust-free, and they are just constant like spells just listed. Although it doesn't mention how to cast them, it's just like the study of the spell itself. And he also has a letter. It is detailing where payments are and why they were late, and it is addressed to a six-sided pentagon. Well, even six-sided pentagon, that's the same. I'm stupid. A six-sided hexagon.
Hexagon.
What is it? What is it called? What is it called? I can't think of it. Parallelogram?
Hexagon? Six-sided or polygon?
Polygon.
There it is.
Thank you. Fucking pentagon. What the
Oh.
fuck is wrong with me?
I mean, hexagon is a
Six-sided
Polygon.
polygon.
Polygon
A
is what I
six-sided,
meant.
five-sided polygon.
Polygon. Fuck. If you can tell, I wrote this with like moments before passing out. Anyway, it seems like he owed somebody money. Six-sided polygon. So hexagon.
What are the details on like who is the payment to? Does it specify profession at all?
No, it does not. It just says, I apologize as to why the payments were late. It had taken a while for most of my tenants to get back to me. Anyway, your payment will be doubled this time. Please do excuse me. And then it is addressed to a six-sided polygon.
Alrighty. I'll keep that one. As for the spells, as far as arcane stuff, I'm quite fluent in divination, but I know my fair share on the other ones. What sort of spells do we have going for us?
They are a shit ton of wizard spells going from level 1 up to level 5.
Oh,
And it's not enough for me to copy them down into my spell book. Not that I'd have the time to. I'm in the middle of a fucking investigation, but
Yeah, and also it doesn't mention how to cast the spells. It is literally just the science of like, oh, when somebody casts Firebolt, this is what happens, kind of a thing.
And they're wizard spells, so what sort of schools are we looking at?
You're looking at mostly abjuration spells, a couple of evocation spells. There are a few transmutation spells, and a few enchantment spells.
Someone was looking to defend themselves, if I'm not mistaken. I'll, keep it as well. I don't know if it'll be useful or not, but it's like the ham in a 90s adventure game. At some point, I'm gonna need it.
yeah. At this point, can I meet up with you? Because I think I would be actively looking for you.
Yeah.
So,
In the same
I'm
vein,
gonna.
if Yuta wants to head over to the conservatory, she would be able to.
I pull the Maximilian aside, and whisper, I think I know at least what poison it was that killed him. And I kind of pull the hemlock petals out of my pocket and show them to him really quick, and then put it back in.
Where did you find this?
There was an extra plate of food that Mr. Tunk said that the man of the house had told him to set it out just in case an extra guest arrived. But the garnish, the flower, was different than the one he had set.
Well, let's hope for his sake that Mr. Tunk is not a botanist. And that this was an act of ignorance, not malice.
That's a good point. Maybe we should head to the conservatory? See if that's where this came from.
I also have a bill of sale here. Yeah. Hand it to him. Seems that our late von Vasner was late on a few payments.
Business was bad? Huh. You wouldn't
And
think
they,
he'd be having a lavish party if he was in dire straits.
And the hexagon is what irks me instead of a proper address.
I've never seen a 5-sided hexagon before.
Shut the fuck up.
You
Just
think
for
it
that, you're
has
taking
six?
5 psychic damage.
Okay, that's fair. My archfey wife hated my dad joke.
She slaps you backside the head.
Blood starts coming out my ears. Worth it. So we should definitely keep our eye out. Ask around for anyone who would know about his financial situation.
Are there any business partners you got a testimony for?
The archaeologist, a Miss... what was her name? Hefix? Miss Round the Bend back and forth. She was rather financially dependent on him for her archaeological digs.
A few missing payments and a dinner party might provoke a reaction.
But she seemed quite friendly with him, even before he died.
Everyone seems friendly with everyone.
Fair enough.
Don't assume based simply on testimony.
That's a fair point. Perhaps I should have used. I have a pretty useful skill for this situation, and I have my little pixie show herself, Cassie, and I say, when my familiar touches someone, she can sense their emotional state. And if she focuses and they fail a saving throw, then she can sense their general moral alignment as well. So if you ever need to cross-reference someone's outer feelings with their innermost thoughts, I can maybe be of help.
Without seeming suspicious, I'd ask about this with the archaeologist.
All right, well, I'll head back there. Let me know if you need anything else.
I will, thank you. And I will head to the conservatory.
I'll go back to the kitchen.
Okay. Meanwhile, in the conservatory, did Yuta want to be over there? Did Owl want to be over there?
Oh. I mean, I guess since they're not really talking, she did what she had to do, so we shall like go to. Yeah, sure.
Okay. So in the conservatory, it is a large green area. There is a bit of a sitting portion around, and it is rather nice looking in here. The green and the splash of color from the flowers makes this a very pleasant area, despite the much more dour circumstances everywhere else. It definitely adds a more like more pop to the more reddish brown kind of interior the rest of the house has. Here you see Fail and Elle conversing with each other. Sness, you get a first go. Or not.
Sness, you here?
God, I think she's dead. Hold on.
F.
In that case, Jaden, if you wanna.
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh shit, yes.
are you okay?
Yeah, oh my god, I don't know what the fuck just happened to me. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, investigating the funny greenhouse. Ooh.
Yes. So you have first go in here.
Let's see. So I mean, first off, what does like the greenhouse look like?
Again, it is a very. There's like a lot of glass kind of surrounding this sort of conservatory area.
Yeah.
With plants kind of dotting the windows right by it. Each one adds a different like splash of color that changes the more monotone red and brown throughout the rest of the house. There is a nice sitting area, and it seems peaceful considering the more dour circumstances.
Okay. Well, first things first, I suppose I'll speak to the two that came here.
Okay.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I know what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say that they're talking with each other, but you can pull one of them aside.
Well, no, I also want to know what they're talking about now.
They're just talking about, like, I can't believe this happened, like, kind of stuff.
Yeah. Excuse me. I know you're discussing, but could I speak with the both of you?
Yes, sure. I'm fine.
Well, I'm not meaning to accuse anyone. I'm just trying to gather some evidence if I can.
No, that is understandable. Such a thing
Um,
is rather distressing, and I'd rather find the killer sooner rather than later.
yes, so I suppose my first question would be, well, perhaps at what time did you arrive here and, well, what you've been doing since you've been here?
Well, for me, I mostly spent my time in here. I've arrived maybe an hour before we started eating. Was one of the first to arrive, as per my contract. But during my time in here, I found that there aren't any locks on the windows. Almost anyone could have snuck in or out. Really, I wonder, was it really any of us who committed the crime? Or alternatively, do we know that it wasn't any of the later arriving guests such as yourself? These are the questions you should ask.
This is a fair assumption. That being said, this is my first time here, so I don't really understand the layout of such a huge place. I don't think I've been inside a mansion before. Maybe once.
Well, I've hardly ever left this place. I was raised here.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said I hardly ever left. I wasn't really allowed to go outside. So I know this place like the back of my hand.
Oh, I see.
And the old man hardly ever left his study. Even to sleep, he just laid his head on his desk. I usually studied down here, but I didn't really like the prying eyes whenever he was up there. Plus, the plants here are rather beautiful.
Oh, hold on, sorry, I'm writing.
I'm adding everything to the planner, by the way, whenever you...
Oh yeah, I probably, yeah, you know what, I'll just look at the planner if I need something. Okay. Well, if you would like to, well, I suppose hear my alibi also, I could give it to you, although it probably won't mean much since I came here alone.
Plus, you were one of the last to arrive. I think we can pretty safely rule you out, considering you were in the dining room the entire time.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess we just have to hope that we find the killer. Nothing really that I can do, unfortunately. At this point, Yuta and fuck Maximilian, you're able to enter.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Just
do you
done some testimony. That's what it's called.
Yes, I was speaking to them as well about that.
Oh, what info you got?
Oh, hold on, I gotta look at the names one more time. So, one second. Mr. DeLune said that, well, he practically lives here, so he's here most of the time and isn't allowed to go out. And he knows this place quite well since, he lives here and all kind of. Miss, he kind of like just realizes that he doesn't know her name, and he's like,
Ma'am.
Oh, Okay, well, Miss L, she said that she comes here often, but today she came around an hour before we all began eating.
Nice. I
Well,
got info from, and I fucking forgot. Brain cell. The single one we got them.
We pass it around.
Ethel. Mr. Dethel, he said that he wouldn't poison him. He would actually combat him. Even though it seems like he would just, kinda maybe a little bit hates him.
He wouldn't poison him because he's not a bitch.
wow.
More or less
Poisoning
what he
is
said.
bitch made.
So are we gonna have to interrogate that guy later and find out if he is indeed a bitch?
Yeah.
And see if his
Well,
testimony
Mr.
checks out.
Dethel, are you bitch made?
Oh, you little bitch boy?
Also,
I put poison in this drink. If you don't drink it, you're a bitch.
Oh my god.
Yo.
And we're gonna think that you killed him.
Also, yeah, the investigator lady, she told me that a lot of people hate this guy.
Ah. I
He's a fucking
see.
dick.
That's probably bad.
Well, you Maximilian.
Oh, sorry, I was just, observing the botany here. A few leads.
Look for Hemlock.
Firstly is, a missed payment. Or two from, I keep forgetting his name. Late Reginald von Vasner. That should be such an easy name to remember, but it isn't.
The man of the
Good,
house,
good,
that's what
okay.
I've been calling him.
And, secondly is a additional plate that was never served. Had a garnish of, hemlock, if I'm not mistaken.
Hemlock. What does it look like?
Well, it's a brilliant white flower. And that's what I've been looking for in here.
Hey,
Hey,
guess what you find?
yeah.
Do I find hemlock?
You find a little bit of hemlock.
Hmm.
Uh-oh.
Is it in a pot or is it in a...
It is in a pot, in
Storage.
fact.
Oh no.
Does it look like one of the flowers were picked?
It does look recently disturbed, yes.
Oh,
Dusted for fingerprints.
I don't have a fingerprint kit.
I know.
I don't think there'd be much use to that, considering who knows the main man might have touched it. Anyone might have looked at the funny pot and touched it.
That's not admissible in court. Good thing we don't have a court.
Yo.
I'm
And
actually also gonna
from-
check nearby
From
to see if the garnish everyone else's plate had is nearby.
it
Something
wasn't.
like that.
It doesn't look like it was grown from here at the very least. It may have been purchased elsewhere. Nothing else looks disturbed. And again, you do see that the windows have no locks.
Also, I have a question. Like the flowers themselves, like, are only in the pot. Like they're not around the garden or
Nope, they're just
grown.
one of the sections just has this white flower that is hemlock. The rest have a lot more colorful flowers, but this one is just white.
About how many petals does this flower have?
I cannot answer that for you.
Okay.
It is in the planner if you want to see just an example of what hemlock looks like.
Okay.
But I would not be able to tell you because I do not know botany.
I don't imagine that's relevant then.
It really is not.
Yeah.
Okay,
He
yeah,
wrote
no,
this
my
and he
bad.
doesn't
Because
know
I
the
thought it was
answer.
like a bigger flower, not like a bunch of little flowers. I didn't look.
Yeah,
That's why I was asking.
it's just a bunch of little flowers. That's
Mm.
why it easily
Mhm.
serves as garnish.
You know, I was planning on studying some flowers, but I hadn't botany.
Saying this in character or out of character?
Out of character.
Okay.
Okay. I was gonna say, if I'm next to you, well, I wouldn't be next to you anyway, but like, I'd give you a high five. Dad jokes.
Dad jokes are the best jokes. It's quite apparent.
Oh,
Yeah, I
shit.
built this character for dad jokes.
There.
Is there-
Okay.
Is there anything else that you would like to do in here?
Well, I guess I want to look at if would there be any books in here?
No, that would be in the
Mm.
library.
What
I
about
wanted to actually
tools?
ask more questions to.
There are gardening tools.
I'd like to look at the funny gardening tools.
It looks like one of them is dirty, like a trowel. So something was recently disturbed with said trowel. And what would you like to ask, Al?
Oh, I wanted to ask I'd be track of all the names. Which one is?
Fail?
Yeah.
Which dude?
Tell or fail?
Yeah. To ask him
In here.
question.
Describe the person.
Fail.
Well, okay.
You
What
know,
would you
the
like to
guy.
ask?
The dude.
Yeah, the dude. May I or?
Yeah, what would you like to ask?
Oh, okay. Well, you said that you lived here. Are you like family?
Well, not particularly. I'm something of a student of his. He just allows me residence. Though he doesn't like me leaving often. He prefers me at my studies almost 24/7.
Since when have you lived here?
Maybe since I was 4?
What is it that you're studying under him?
Wizardry.
Hmm.
That is what he had asked me to.
You're a cleric.
I am.
Okay.
Is that all?
Hmm.
Any particular school of interest?
I know that Mr. von Wasner preferred his abjuration magic, but for me personally, I prefer illusion.
Hmm.
Why'd you decide to be a cleric and not a wizard?
Well, I didn't
mean,
really
yeah.
decide to be a cleric, it just sort of happened.
Hmm.
But I am rather proficient in some illusions here. And he casts minor illusion without saying anything. He just kind of like does that, and you see like a small like a little figure of like a star, basically just kind of like dancing in the air.
Yo.
So pretty.
Thank you.
If you'll excuse me, I take my leave and I head to the library.
Okay. At the kitchen.
Yeah, I have a couple more questions if the two of you don't mind. Um, Mr. Tunk,
Yes?
who had access to the kitchen before we sat down? I realized that the guests arrived at staggered times, but was there someone who was alone? Was there someone who had access to the kitchen when you were not around it?
Well, see, I don't lock the kitchen, so almost anyone could have gotten in here. I was waiting mostly outside, waiting to greet the guests. I had already had everything mostly prepared.
So, that doesn't rule out anyone, does it? And Miss Heffix, how are things going financially, to your knowledge, with the man of the house, with your benefactor?
I knew that he had recently brought on some tenants and started construction around the area that seemed to have drained his pockets a little extra. But as far as I know, he wasn't in any sort of dire straits or... I see.
And can I just have sketched out on a piece of parchment the odd hexagon that I saw earlier?
Sure.
Does this symbol mean anything to either of you? And I'm going to make an insight check before they even react.
Sure.
And also, can I make a sleight of hand check on my familiar to
Stealth touch somebody?
make contact with Heffix? So on insight, that was a modified 20.
Upon showing it to Heffix, she recognizes the symbol, but she says no. And Mr. Chunk does not recognize the symbol. Also says,
Damn.
nope.
And sleight of hand. Oh, I imagine pixies have pretty high dex. But
They do.
that is a... That's just a +5 to dex. Yikes.
Yikes.
So that's a 15.
Yeah, she wouldn't notice.
And how is Heffix feeling tonight?
Before you showed her the symbol, she was pretty distraught over the death. But after, she seems like nervous.
Well, Miss round the bend back and forth.
Miss?
Is there anything you'd like to tell me about this?
Why would you say that?
I don't think you're telling me everything you know. I'll be candid. Listen, I don't suspect you. I know that you're an archaeologist and very possibly a symbologist, and you may just know what this is because of your intellectual interest. I'm not pointing any fingers at anybody. I just want you to tell me what you know. Can I make a persuasion check?
Sure.
Yeah, charisma. My wheelhouse, believe it or not. That's a 21.
The hexagon refers to me. Remember at the start of the dinner, I asked that you would call me Hex.
Oh. I do remember that. Well then, I don't think you're telling me at all that you know, but I still don't think you killed him.
It's because I didn't.
I know. But, it seems his payments to you were quite late, and they were hurting you far more than you said to me earlier, weren't they?
Every payment is 100 gold. But not all of it goes to the dig. The dig is mostly funded.
The money going then?
To our daughter.
Oh.
Our
Oh.
she says.
Hey, I know a thing or two about that. Goddamn alimony payments.
Paying for his child support.
Wait, why would you? You didn't have to reveal that.
It's okay. It's okay.
I have no interest in spreading any rumors. I just want to solve this murder. My lips are sealed.
I guess I have no other choice, but fine. Yes, I knew about their affair.
And was this a contentious thing, or was it amicable? What?
Well, you see, Mr. Dethel, and Mr. Von Vassner, they were friends up until, Hex got pregnant.
Am I?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, she's the one that he liked.
Yeah, I'm, stroking my chin. Love triangle.
Well,
You-
not anymore.
You don't think that he would do that, would you?
No. I don't think he's responsible for this, but I definitely think this has something to do with it. I believe I heard him say earlier that if he was going to do this, he would have done it some other way. And I believe that.
The memes don't
Question is, who else had a motive? If he's the only one that I know of with a motive right now, and I don't believe he would have done it this way, who did have a motive? Mr. Tunk, do you grow hemlock in your conservatory?
I'm afraid I don't know what you mean. I mean, we have flowers, but hemlock is, that's a weed, isn't it?
Not quite. Who does manage the conservatory? Is it just you?
Well, I do, and as I told you before, I planted it with joy.
And do you know where Joy is right now?
She would be in the library. Wait,
Go to the library.
before you leave, please, don't bring up the fact that you know to Joy, would you?
Oh no.
She doesn't
My
know who her
lips are
father is.
Oh!
Oh, fuck.
Uh-oh.
Jesus Christ.
Oh!
You just unlocked the hidden truth.
I think I know who did it. This dude was just saying, "Why'd you tell him that?" And then just drops another truth bomb on me as I'm walking out the door.
Because
Wow.
at this point, you know, there's no getting around that.
Yeah.
He's just trying to protect his daughter.
Oh. Well-
As Mr. Tunk was the surrogate father. He raised Joy.
Aw, I like Tunk. You're a good man, Mr. Tunk.
Please don't be the murderer.
Please don't.
Please.
I'm updating as many connections as I can, but holy fuck, there's a lot of them.
No, I think I got most of it. I might be wrong.
As of right now, the only place that has unexplored things there's one thing in the kitchen that is missing, but you missed it, so you can't reinvestigate it. And there are two testimonies waiting for you in the library, as well as one piece of evidence, which is the corpse.
Do you mind if I cheese at least investigation checks by having my familiar has a second pair of eyes
Yeah,
investigate
sure.
with me?
I'll just give it to you anyway, because your familiar probably would have noticed it. There's not an extra cup. There's no extra glass for the wine. That's all it was.
So, yeah, I am going to head toward Joy, which I think is this. She's in the study, which is the same room with the body, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll go over there. I got some questions for her.
Okay.
Who is your daddy?
How's your relationship?
Who's your
Yeah.
relationship with with the father you don't know?
With the father that you don't know that just died.
Oh, whoops! I said the quiet part out
Yeah,
loud. Shit.
I just walk in and
happy
go,
birthday!
I'm so sorry to
Happy
hear about
birthday.
your father.
So, Maximilian, as you return back to the library, you see Dr. Reed just kind of like messing with a bit of that wine sample in a vial.
I'm aware that Joy takes care of the plants, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Dr. Reed, how is the sample coming along?
Well, I finished the autopsy and I'll get to that. But the sample itself doesn't have any traces of hemlock in it.
How did you know we were only looking for hemlock?
I overheard you.
Observant little bastard.
Yeah, I was
Inside check his
purposely
ass. Inside
quiet.
check his ass.
I am definitely going to insight check that.
Well, I think he knows that we discussed it, because otherwise that would be a huge gamble. This would be a big dick move if he didn't know we talked about it.
That'll be a 24.
He is honest. He
All right.
just simply overheard you. It's a quiet
Again,
room.
observant little bastard. Well, what is it then if it's not hemlock?
There's nothing in it. It's just wine.
And the meat.
Also clean. Like I said before, I did finish the autopsy. Let me pull open my testimony real quick.
Well, a testimony that I have on file. Just
Yeah.
in case such a thing would ever happen.
But as I was going through the autopsy, I realized the victim didn't have an obstructed windpipe. So obviously that means we were right. He didn't choke. But that also means that his lung, sorry, not his lungs, his trachea wouldn't have constricted on itself either. Best guess, Von Voster was probably poisoned, but with something that sent him into a fever. His body temperature was really high. He was actually pretty sweaty as well. His brain was likely suffering quite a bit. The fever was probably fatal on its own. I did some tests. I did a little bit of deconstruction over the course of the temperature, and, you know, because as things reach equilibrium over time, I'm rambling, sorry. By my calculations, he would have had to have been having a fever of about 115 degrees Fahrenheit to 117 degrees Fahrenheit. And that is
Oh my god.
that is fatal. Extraordinarily
no wonder
so.
he died.
That's enough to kill him twice over. Hemlock doesn't cause that.
No, it doesn't.
What does? And the food was clean.
Yeah, the food's completely clean.
Very well then. That's part one of why I'm here. Part two. Miss Joy.
Yes. She's like wiping tears.
I'm aware you handle the botany in the conservatory.
Alongside Mr. Tonk, yes.
Are you aware that there was a additional plate in case of a unexpected guest?
I did not. No. I mean, I
Well, the
was
plate can.
here earlier,
Sorry.
but I only got here about an hour before.
I only asked this because the plate contained hemlock as a garnish. Considering it's not what killed late von Vassner, I can only assume it was a mistake.
I didn't know.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll an insight check.
Sure.
Ooh, not my best one. That is a 14.
Does not seem as though she's privy to any sort of information regarding hemlock. She didn't even know that the flowers growing in there were hemlock, that they were poisonous at all.
Somebody knew.
Someone knew. Or it was an honest mistake. After all, hemlock isn't what killed our man.
Yeah, maybe the whole thing's a red herring.
Who killed our man? Thirdly, the last thing, I am going to check the library once more, this time for text on illusion magic.
Okay.
Because that is one of the schools I didn't find anything for.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Do you want me to use the broken stat for my observant feat, or just a +6?
Use the broken stat.
Alright, we're going broken.
It's fun. It's fun.
It's
Why not?
funny. Funny stat goes 29.
Again, okay. You notice no illusion magic books, but you do notice places where they should be. As well as, you notice that there are certain evocation books gone.
Uh-oh.
Hmm. I will consult Fail about that. Looks like I'm back in the conservatory.
You tag out.
You like pass each other as you're like trying to leave.
Who passes who?
The two of us.
Yeah.
Oh. Anything new?
We'll talk later.
Fair.
I have new information, but I don't want it to leak out.
Sounds important.
Uh,
And that Dr. Reed's quite observant. I'd be careful what you say around him.
and I'm quite pointedly walking straight toward Joy. Joy? Do you mind if I speak to you for a moment?
What is it?
Can you tell me about who would have regular access to the conservatory?
Not particularly. I'm sorry, I don't have much to add.
No, I completely understand. But I understand how this must be hard on you. Was he a father figure to you, if you don't mind my asking? You seem quite shaken up about it.
Oh, is he your dad anyway?
Did you feel it instinctual to call him Papa?
Oh my fucking
It's a
god.
shame what happened to your father. I mean,
Oh my god, fucking help me.
Yo.
He was kind to me, quite a bit, but I don't know if I'd really call him a father figure. That's more what, Mr. Tunk was helping me with. He was the one who raised me.
and you were a servant of the household?
Yes, I'm kind of, every so often I usually work at the general store. My mother's been absent for quite a bit. I don't see her very often.
I'm just gonna preemptively. Well, hold on. What kind of role would this be? I'm just going to flat out ask her, or you know what? I'll just tell her. Joy, I know your mother's at this party.
Oh.
She is.
So, why is it that you're lying to me?
I'm not lying. I said I don't see her often, not that I didn't see her recently.
Insight check. She's being shady about something. That is a 22.
She's. Well, what exactly were you trying to insight?
I am just. She feels shady to me. Just generally, she seems like she's shifty. I am actually going to have Cassie poke her. Just a little temperature check on this lady.
She is.
See how she's feeling.
Vibe check.
She's sad. Like she's actually very, very torn up about this.
Hmm. I don't know if I have any other routes to explore with her right now. Let me look through the evidence before I walk away. I just check my case file. There's only one kitchen. Do you know, is there anyone in the house who would have regular access, who goes in and out of the library of the study?
Well, Mr. von Wessner, as well as, Feo. And though he usually doesn't stay here, he usually stays in the conservatory.
Okay. That's all I need for now. I'll let you know if I have any questions for you later. Thank you for your help. You've been
Okay.
very helpful.
Before you leave, I have, just one thing, to give you.
Shit. I
Well,
wanted to
actually
look-
3 things.
Oh, 3 things. Wow.
Just things on the body. I don't know if they're gonna be relevant, but I figure you should probably have them.
Yeah, we keep forgetting to check the body. We've been in this room like 3 times.
Y'all.
Ignoring the body, man.
Yes, of course. What is it?
Okay, so we had a small planning book. It didn't really stand out to me, but here, you can have this. Though there is something interesting about today listed, but it may have just been an older thing, sort of just a plan that spur of the moment. I don't know, something along those lines. He also had 20 platinum on him, and a crystal ball. Also, he was really sweaty.
This is more money than I've ever held in my entire life. He was really sweaty. Yes, I mentioned. I noticed that he was quite hot when I checked for his pulse.
That's because his internal body temperature was roughly about 117 degrees.
My God. Do you know what would have caused that?
If it was some sort of a poison, it would have to be something that messes with the body's immune system. But if I had to be honest, I didn't see any way that he could have been poisoned. We've tested his food, and we noted over my autopsy, I scoured the body. I didn't notice anything. It seems more likely he died of a disease. That or maybe some sort of a spell that raised his internal body temperature.
Would I know of a spell like that? Can I make an Arcana check?
Sure.
7.
Heat body.
Doy.
Prestidigitation.
It always, You could always ask Jin. I guess he is like, a wizard, but you don't really know that. But
And
yeah.
so is Utah.
I don't suppose
Holy
there's
shit, there's 3 wizards.
Oh my god.
I don't suppose there's any chance I could ask the wife.
Mm.
Hey, honey, do you want to help me out here?
Roll a persuasion check.
She might be kind of pissed at you for like doing the oogly eyes at the tiefling.
Yeah. Oh, I rolled a crit.
Okay.
The first crit of the night
Roll-
was me.
Roll an advantage with a +5.
Okay. That is a 22.
The way that psychic spells work in my world is that it's not just like internal brain damage, it instead raises the internal temperature of somebody's body. That way it sort of fries their brain a little bit. Usually it doesn't get to that high levels unless it's constant.
Okay. Do either of you know if there was anyone else besides Fail at the party who was dabbling in the arcane arts? Anyone who could cast spells?
Who are you asking again?
Just the room, the two of them.
Well, from the time that I had known her, I think Elle is actually a bard. She seems to know a lot about bardic tradition. We talked for a little bit, and it just seems that she's pretty well versed on Meritos' old history. I like to talk with her quite a bit. I wish I had a little bit more time to do so.
Okay, thank you for your time. I think I have. Wait, she said that there were 3 things? Was it just the planner and 2 bits of information?
Planner, the gold, a crystal ball, and the information.
Yeah, let's look at this planner before I leave.
Okay. The planner is a small small book detailing his days.
Duck.
Nothing stands out other than today, which is instead of listing a party, it instead lists that he studied in the observatory. And I should mention, that is not conservatory, that is observatory.
Does anybody know if the house has an observatory?
Not that I've seen. There isn't one.
Okay. Huh. Maybe someone was like giving him heat stroke throughout the day.
I'm
If
rubbing
he
my
was-
grubby little hands together. Now you have all the evidence.
I think someone might have been giving him heat stroke throughout the course of the day, and that's why he was having a little trouble. Because he didn't really seem coherent at any point that I saw him, so I think this might have been an overtime thing. Like, even before he sat down to dinner, he was a little out of it.
Yeah, he's just staring into the fire.
Okay, so I think it's time to have a little town hall meeting in the main room and share all that we know.
Alright.
Okay.
Well, I am actually going to go specifically to Maximilian. Oh, well, wait, I have someone to ask questions. Where's Elle? Is Elle where they are?
Conservatory, yeah.
Yes.
Where everything else is.
Okay, yeah, so let's just have a party in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So while he's on his way, is there anything that you guys would want to do or say in here?
I have a few questions for Fail.
What can I help you with?
Correct me if I'm wrong. You said that in your studies of wizardry, you were quite interested in books of illusion, yes?
That's true, yes.
And yet, when I checked the library, I did not find a single book on illusion. I found several places where they should be, but all of them were missing, alongside a few evocation books. Now, I know you don't leave this place very often, so this would be, for all intents and purposes, your only source.
Yes. And that's because they're down here.
Hmm.
I just moved them with me because I don't study up there. I study down here. I don't like him prying on me. And he kind of goes behind over to one of the desks and starts rifling underneath of it, and starts pulling up like 1, 2, 3 books, and then another 1, 2.
Any particular reason you wouldn't like his prying? And I'm going to incite his response preemptively.
He was always far too intense for me.
That's a 22.
He seems
Insight.
genuine when he says he was too intense. Although there is something else behind his eyes, like a bit of like almost fear.
Uh-oh.
What about this intensity vexed you? Did
I
he
got-
push too?
If I got anything wrong, either I wouldn't get dinner or
Huh.
you know, I'd
We got
be
child
locked out of the
abuse
house
over
in
here.
the snow.
My God.
Jesus.
And
That's
yet
a-
he doesn't
that-
want you outside very often.
That's
Yet he's
actually
willing to lock you out.
yeah. But that's actually how Elle and I met. One night when he locked me out, I tried sneaking back around through the observatory, and well, she was out there looking in, and
I'm sorry, observatory?
oh, sorry, that was my bad. Conservatory.
That was okay.
Yeah, that's on me. That's on me. That's on me. That was
I'm-
a slip of my tongue.
Went
Sorry.
sus.
Like, Pog? So you could have slipped up?
That was me slipping up, not the character.
okay.
Outside of the conservatory, she was looking in, and I was trying to sneak back in through the cold, and she pulled me aside and gave me somewhere else to stay for the night.
And for what reason were you at the observatory window, Miss L?
I had seen the lights, and after traveling so long, I haven't very much been living in luxury. I can tell you that much.
I relate.
You bear traditional Meritos
At this point,
garb.
no, they're just saying like as you're talking. At this point, fuck, it's Bernard. It's Bernard. I keep wanting to say Gerard.
Yeah. He does kind of have the same look. Maybe they're brothers or something. Maybe he's an uncle.
Gerard's his uncle.
No, Bernard's his uncle. Or
How does that
this
work?
is 30 years. So
Yeah,
Gerard
this is
would
30 years
probably
in
be
the
older.
future. Gerard's like 50 or something.
I don't know. Maybe this is Gerard's son.
Possibly.
Fuck it.
You bear Meritos garb, and if I'm not mistaken, in my recent politics, they are sworn enemies of the Obeve people. If I were to assume something of you, you could be spying on a potential target. Of course, I don't intend to accuse.
I'm used to the accusations. Passing glances, fearful gaze, profiling.
And I
Well, that's
apologize for
racism.
that, but I mustn't rule out any possible leads. Forgive my coldness.
Perhaps you should look into your own companions as well.
Perhaps I should.
She
But still, you have not
sits
answered
back.
my question.
Yes.
Or did you? You were peering into this for the sake of seeing a noble house, given you had not seen luxury in quite some time.
Yes, the Obeve wastelands are rather barren.
I
I'm sorry,
suppose
these
I'm-
are the two arcane casters, right? This is the bard and the... I know their names, I'm just having trouble
Yeah.
matching them up to the pictures.
It's Fail
Okay.
and El.
Okay, so I am going to have my familiar go up close to Maximilian's ear and speak in my voice, because that's one of the invocations I took. Really quietly, because she's got the teeny tiny Tinkerbell voice. One of these two is very likely the killer. Whoever did it didn't use poison. They artificially raised his body temperature with magic and made him expire that way. And these are the only two people at the party that we know, well, besides the people who came in with us, that can cast arcane magic.
The fact that there are so many wizards in this fucking spot, a pure coincidence.
And I know psychic damage, so I know what that does to the brain. You're a minstrel, yes, El?
Something of the sort.
Hmm. Have you heard the tales of those that can produce magic from music and other such talents?
I have been to a bard college.
Oh, fuck.
Studied
It's
long
one
enough
of these
to learn
two.
anything?
What'd you say, Jaden?
Studied long enough to learn anything?
I've learned plenty. I also
She
studied.
said she learned 50 songs.
I also studied firsthand at the Tradewind University.
Hmm. High reputation, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed, it is. Veritas' finest.
Now, some of the more vile acts that can be used with this magic is to inflict wounds upon the psyche itself. You wouldn't happen to be familiar with this, would you?
And what, pray tell, has relevance to this case?
Well,
He was
being
poisoned
of
with hemlock, was he
You
not?
never did, man.
I think I
Autopsy
can.
states
It's safe to say that
otherwise.
this is a team insight check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're all gonna go with this lady.
Fuck that. Like, what do you mean? What does that have to do with the fucking...
And what do you mean by that?
I'm actually gonna look straight at her and say, since when did I mention he was poisoned by hemlock?
Oh,
Oh,
Yo!
And
Oh.
my
That-
insight
I got-
is 20, not natural.
I got a
oh,
22.
I accidentally closed the fucking roll 20.
Get her ass, get her ass.
Also, I got a 20. 20.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh, that's for Taro.
Switching to the "so you figured it all out" music.
Oh,
I'm sensing a villain monologue.
yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't detect motive in her. I've been meaning to ask Fail similar questions, but nothing was able to brought up because of his
Maybe it's because of how he was treating Phil.
Yeah, I can guess at her motive. I think that's it. I think they had a thing for each other, and she hated how she was treating, how Lord Man was treating the Wizard Boy.
So as you say, who said anything about hemlock? You see as she just like quickly, like widens her eyes, like quickly. It's like, oh shit.
I give a smirk I have not been able to give since the Jasmine Killer. You see, hemlock wasn't the source of the killing, though there was hemlock garnish on a few
areas enough to rouse suspicion. It seems that hemlock is a respiratory poison. It would only choke up the individual. It wouldn't quite, say, raise up their temperature to 117 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, do you know what does do such a thing?
Wait, what are you doing? No, stop.
Magic
Clearly-
that is capable of destroying the psyche. Psychic damage. I'm quite familiar with it myself. I know a few spells. And I've seen what it does to people. And what it does is damn near cook them alive.
She wouldn't do
Quite
this.
Quite similar to how von Vassner was killed. I do remember correctly, he was sweating bullets the entire damn dinner.
And
In
he
fact,
was
had it
also
not-
at his throat. What do you mean?
There
That is
wasn't
per-
anything in his throat.
Yes, he might have made the gesture, but there wasn't anything to cover it up. Perhaps merely manipulation of sorts. The fact is, it wasn't anything in his esophagus that killed him, but something in his mind. Something in his temperature. Something only a bard
She
say
was
would
singing
know.
when we came.
She was.
Oh, what was the song again? Oh, how do I remember it? I've got you under my skin, yes? Well, it seems you've gotten a little further than under Mr. von Vassner's skin, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Oh,
Very insightful.
I have a knack for such things.
However, you have failed to explain why he was at his throat. Only postulated.
That is one of the few holes in this, but rather minuscule hole.
hardly seems relevant since we know it did kill him, and we know that you were capable of it. Why do we care that there was nothing obstructing his throat?
Because he wouldn't make that gesture unless there was.
no,
So-
sometimes when people can't breathe, they do that.
Exactly. And if he had died from a fever, as you had explained, he would still be able to breathe. Though his convulsions would be explained. And his sweating.
Who would try and kill him two separate ways? We know you're responsible for this. Are you saying that there's a second culprit who is also trying to kill him?
Perhaps. I would recommend looking a little further into that hemlock. Then you can come around and accuse us again.
Hey, we're not accusing him. Another insight check.
Sure. What's
Same here.
I think. Actually,
I
I'll
was
just give you
meaning
advantage.
to, but I never once accused fail.
Are you awake?
I'll
Yeah.
just give you advantage.
That's an 18 from me.
Fuck, what is it? Oh, it's confessed. Okay.
Eh.
Okay, what was the insight check for? Jeez.
She. So we said we were like accusing her. We didn't even say a word to fail, and then she said, "Come back and accuse us again later." And we didn't say anything about accusing him.
Us, is this a team effort?
Us as in the members of the party.
Hmm.
Again,
18
that's
bullshit check get us anything?
Yeah, it's an 18 bullshit check from me, boss.
It does seem like she meant us from the party.
Hmm.
Oh,
But that does insinuate that she believes that none of you are the killers.
well, I don't think we would go around trying to sniff out who it was if we had anything to do with it.
That's true.
Red herrings among red herrings, but clearly it's not the case. We didn't have the possibility, nor the motive.
I didn't even know this guy before now.
I have heard of him in passing, but not enough to have a reason to kill him.
Not even his connection to Loralan government. Perhaps there's a certain elf in here that might, I don't know, be some insight. After all, it is elven kind who operate. Well, they were the originators of it, at least. Undesparo.
Is she insinuating right now?
That someone here is a part of of essentially Illuminati, the shadow government of.
Oh.
They're not even the shadow government. They're just like the government, but they're just all assholes.
They're really shadowy, but we know they exist.
They are shadowy,
But
but
it-
it's more of just like Undesparo is the government, but their dealings are shadowy. What they what they
Yeah,
do.
they
behind
have a
closed
secret
doors.
police.
Yeah.
They have a secret police, but they are known, like they're a known element.
Well, why would someone so important want to, I don't know, poison a guy like him?
Perhaps it would be best to ask someone else as to why his brother is still sitting at the plutocracy of Lorala. Maybe that'll show some answers. Or maybe why he has such wonderful ties to a queen in Maritos. I do wonder.
Mm,
You seem to know a lot about this for someone who pleads innocent.
What can I say? I do my research on my clientele.
Clientele?
I was hired to sing, wasn't I?
Of course.
And that is
Of
just what
course.
I did.
At this
Hank.
point, the other members of the party start entering the observatory.
I'm inciting the just what I did.
Sure.
15.
Hold on. There we go. It's a little better. She's not wrong. She did just sing, but bards are known through music, singing, dance to be able to cast spells.
Mm-hmm.
do we need to look for someone else? We know that she tried to kill him.
So if there's another person, then we can't just let them go.
How about this? I make you a deal.
Bruh.
I admit what I have done, and I will hand over my partner.
In exchange?
A reduced sentence.
Well, that we're not the ones to talk to about that. That's
Honor?
Honor.
I look over to Honor.
What is she talking about?
Well,
She has some information
Did it.
she'd like to share, but under a condition of a reduced sentence.
Speak your piece,
Sure.
and then we can talk.
I have my hunches, but this is a guaranteed conviction for both of them. What do you think? Referring to Honor here.
I would like to hear your postulation first. If we can avoid the reduced sentence, that would be better for everyone involved.
Shit. I don't think I quite know about the affair, do I?
In the time that you guys have colluded in here, I'll say that you've all shared your information. You are privy to everything.
Except I would not have shared, at least not publicly, that Joy is his daughter.
Okay.
For starters, the little grudge between old hunting partners, Reginald von Vasner and Sir Farin Dethel.
And what of it? We
Or
fell
something
apart,
about
we
a-
buried the hatchet.
But you didn't get the chance to. As you said before, this dinner party would have probably been about that time, but he's dead now. Nothing came of it. And it's what that grudge was about. This wasn't some political spat. This wasn't a social faux pas. No, this was about a girl.
What are you insinuating?
I'm insinuating that even the most logical of men fall head over heels into the blistering fires of irrational thought at the first signs of love. I know a thing or two about affairs, and they tend to bring even the most calm and collected to the most hot-blooded states. And you, my friend, are neither calm nor collected. Just ask the elephant gun you used to kill trolls.
Well, you did say that
If
you
I-
wouldn't use poison too.
If I were to kill him, why wouldn't I have just beaten him to death where he stood?
Because that would be too obvious. No, there was an element of secrecy about this. What was that name of those individuals? Old shadowy government run by elves, if I'm not mistaken.
Undisputed.
Are you insinuating that I, a proud member of the Zern Collective, a proud citizen of Zern, am actually an Undisparrow spy?
Are you?
Yeah, are you?
No! No, I am not.
Inside check. Get it, you ass.
What is this?
Hold on.
Which is essentially,
I'm going to
did you
insight
kill him?
this.
No. Did you?
I'm going to insight whether or not he's an Undisparrow and spy. This
And
might all be
I-
talk.
I'll give you advantage. Double.
Alright, I guess I get advantage for that. 19 becomes... Nope, it was a 19.
It's insight, right?
Yes.
Insight, yep.
I got one sec.
I hope they extradite this guy to Zaren, so they beat him to death.
So I was a 23.
He is angry and defensive. That usually means one thing.
Lion, son of a bitch.
I mean,
Lying
that doesn't
motherfucker.
necessarily mean he's guilt, right?
Angry
Doesn't
makes sense.
necessarily, but
Defensive could lead to guilt.
Bro, I got a 23. You can't tell
And
me
also-
if he's lying.
also the way that he's speaking, he has used very little flowery words so far, but in his defensive, he said, "I most certainly am not," instead of just saying, "I'm not."
Lion, son of a bitch.
Now, you take me as many stereotypes of nobility that I simply detest, but flowery language isn't one of them. Why not simply tell me that you're not instead of you are utmost certainly not? Seems a few too many syllables for someone who is straight to the point, if I'm not mistaken.
Do you believe this? This is absurd. This is outrageous. He does
That's
have
some
a point.
funky speech pattern changes you're doing right there.
Preposterous.
It's not that outrageous.
Absurd,
Someone
outrageous.
has
Did you?
died.
absurd, outrageous. Did you manage to find a thesaurus amidst our investigations?
This is preposterous.
I
There's no reason as to why
think-
I would want him dead, especially if I was some sort of spy from beyond the continent. Why on earth would I want my friend dead? Why would I simply not just take all of his information and leave him broke?
Because he wasn't a friend.
and
Not
he
after
was already
well,
broke.
Told us he's
An
not your
affair
friend.
Not after, well, what happened between him and Hex.
Oh shit.
What do you know about what happened? Hex, would you explain? What do they know? She's just silent.
I
We
grin.
know enough.
Enough.
This is ridiculous. He's panicked. He's looking around, all around him.
Which only leads the question, how did you two meet? El? Jethel?
I haven't met this Dampier once in my life.
Dampier?
What?
That's new information.
So you've never met her, but you know what she is.
And I didn't know.
What? It should be
Yes?
honest. She has fangs. She's clearly a
Uh-huh.
Dampier.
I'm going to look for fangs. Just a quick glance.
She does, but she also has scales, indication of a Yuan-Ti.
Huh.
The fangs are probably just Yuan-Ti fangs that have grown further into Dampier fangs.
Ooh.
That's crazy specific.
Inky.
I think we got
Well,
him.
Between the scales, I don't think anyone would assume those fangs are from Dampierism. Quite a lot of information you know about someone you've never met. Now the only question is, are you going to come quietly? Or do we need to bloody this further mess?
I'm going to ready a hold person spell for if he tries to go for his gun.
Which he does. He immediately, like, the second you're like, do we have to bloody this any further? He's just, like, reaching for his gun. He needs to make a wisdom save, right? For a hold person?
Yep.
Someone that hot-headed can't have good wisdom.
No, he does not.
Dumbass.
It is
Hello. So,
He
a
rolled...
DC 13.
Okay. Well, he rolled a 15. But he has a -1, not a -2. So he pulls it out, and he's ready to, and it's trained directly at Maximilian. You son of a bitch! Don't pull this
Just so
fucking
you
trigger!
know. Just so you know, by the way. Even if you did manage to kill him, that wouldn't change the fact that we all know now.
damn.
While he's... Oh, never mind. Casting time 1 minute. Disregard that. Don't worry about it.
So
I mean, do you want me to stall? I can.
he has
No,
the gun out. Honor actually signals to Maximilian, or, well, to all of you, basically, just to, like, make him act further.
Make him act
What?
further.
I'm confused.
To
So I
to-
guess
take-
to
try
attack
to enrage
someone?
him. Enrage him.
incite him more.
I'm gonna
yeah.
take a step towards the gun. I'm gonna press myself towards it.
Arr!
By all means, I've lived a good life.
You can see
Sure, what's
You
one more
won't.
body on your head?
he's shaking. Like,
I think more so than killing your friend, I think it's the shame of killing him in such a cowardly way. What was it you said? I would never use poison. I would beat him to death with my bare hands.
After all, he's 70. You could have done it easily.
And yet you chose poison.
You chose hemlock.
It's not poison.
I did not
It's
poison him! I did not poison him!
Prove it.
Reapprove it.
He starts like yelling, and at this point, Justice like uses her foot to like push him down, like back against his leg, just to like knock him down. It moves the gun upward. It fires. She takes it and grabs him into a headlock with her clawed hand resting against his throat.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I'm deaf for a little bit.
Yeah, everyone in here's a little like rattled because that was a
Owie, ouchie.
big fucking sound.
Me most of all because I put my chest to it.
A gigantic blunderbuss. Yeah, that would absolutely fuck us.
Imagine
God.
if you died right then and there.
Yeah, we just all take thunder damage and die anyway.
Sir Falrin, Dethel, you are under arrest. Son of a... Let go of me! And he gets manacled.
Hey, can I like, how do I? Okay, so can I like? Okay, so can I use like my my shove action to like
Hey, what the fuck?
yeet
Where'd
speed
she
the gun
go?
out of his hand?
Oh, it's already out of his hand.
Okay, well, away from him at least.
Yeah, you can do that.
I'm gonna do that.
And, Honor, since we wouldn't have found out that there was even an accomplice without Elle's help, I think, an abridged sentence is at least something to be considered.
Provided we can find her again.
Oh, she's gone? Did I miss
Yeah,
that
that's
part?
why I said, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Where'd
she kind of
go?
just dipped, it would seem, during the chaos.
Actually, no, that's a little bit too quiet. I'm still deaf. Provided we can find her again.
What?
Did someone say something?
As you look behind you, you see that the windows are just cracked open.
Yep, that's yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
bloody hell, she ran off again.
I am going to just jump out the window and start searching with two pairs of eyes. I'm gonna have my pixie and myself keep an eye out for her. Can I make a perception check?
Sure.
I would also like to assist.
Me too.
With
'Cause I have one.
being aided by my
I
buddy.
have funny. Wait.
That's
I
a
have a-
16.
Actually, I had a passive perception of 20. How did you slip by?
Oh my god.
Observant
Well-
feat is really funny.
You had a gun pointed to your chest, and then
That's
you
fair.
Yeah.
That's totally fair. I'm gonna go ahead and look for her as well.
I think I would call those
And
extenuating.
what should we roll for that?
Well, considering what I had already heard before, you just find her, and she is currently breakneck pace out of here, in the garden.
Hold on, what is the range for hold person? I need to check that really quick.
I am out of spell slots because I used calm emotions.
Hold on. I need to find my fucking character sheet again. Oh god.
And at third level, I only have 2.
Alright, just need to check this really quick. Because of course I'm gonna use it. Is she within 60 feet of me?
Yes, I believe so.
Hold person.
Alright, she has to make
She's gonna go ahead and make a wisdom save DC 14.
Yep. Let me, stop the confess the truth theme and instead put on... I need Allegro, yes. Share. Play. Let's see. She fails. she rolled a nat 2.
Oh god.
Her whole body constricts, and I just have a sort of chokehold on it
Yeah, she
as
just
I
freezes in place here.
casually walk up
should have
sauntering
control
with
of
my
it, so-
lovely cane.
Really, what was the plan there?
I don't think
I-
there
I
was
just-
one.
I just casually walk up. So, what did we learn?
You got your bad guy.
One of them, yes, but there were still two. Hemlock doesn't produce a fever, psychic damage does. And, innocent people don't run away.
You got me.
Yep, we got her. Where did that tiefling go? Honor! Do you have a second pair of manacles? I can only hold this for so long.
She tosses him over to you.
Thank you.
We have rope.
Yeah.
I-
tie him up.
I adjust the hands to be placed behind her back, loosening my hold if I need to.
Nah.
Just enough.
Her body
You could
seizes
pass it
up,
to one
but,
of us,
like, You
too.
can still manipulate it.
Yeah, I can do it.
So you have her manacled. She just-
And I'm gonna check her for a lockpicking kit.
Sure. Roll a investigation check. Without.
Without the broken step?
Yeah, without.
Okay. That's still an 18.
Cool. Yeah, you find a lockpicking set, thieves' tools on her.
And I'll confiscate that just in case she tries to break free. She seems craftier than the last one we manacled.
May I sit down?
Oh, of course. I dismiss hold person.
She just takes a seat against this, like, pond thing here. It's not really a fountain, but it's just kind of a water pool. She just takes a seat.
Forewarning, next attempt to run will leave you unconscious.
I don't intend to run again.
Good. Well, we know the motive of your accomplice. I have to ask, what's your motive?
Do I need one?
Not necessarily, but most sane individuals do. You don't seem fit for a loony bin.
You don't seem the type of person to do this without reason, even if we did just meet.
And for context, she looks extremely just content. Like she has nothing else.
Was it for Vale? Seemed quite close.
I feel bad for him. Abuse at the hands of the man who kidnapped him.
Hmm.
Who renamed him
Kidnapped.
to Fail.
Yeah.
Fail.
That wasn't his
the
name. Oh
lunatic.
shit.
He did mention he was renamed, yes. I think he just led us to believe that it was his last name that was renamed,
Yeah.
but I suppose it makes sense.
Oh, this guy kind of sucks.
Yeah. Seems like he was an asshole to most people at this party.
Do you know either of you, any of you? Do you know what it takes to be a wizard?
Study,
A lot of spare time.
patience,
I do, yes.
and some level of
Vacation.
vigilance.
I am one
And money.
myself.
Lots of
Fail
money.
is not that person. He feels the magic. He embodies it. He lets it take form through his very body. He's... oh, not a wizard. He's a sorcerer.
I thought he was a cleric.
He isn't one. That was a lie.
Oh,
The man of three
this one's
classes.
a lot.
Hmm.
His...
Know how his whole cleric thing came to be out of nowhere?
Yeah, that's the big thing. It's like, yeah, no, I don't really have any particular faith.
I was like,
I'd been dropping hints that he wasn't a cleric at all.
The
Yeah.
moons just speak.
That's why Yuta was like, oh yeah.
Uh,
He'll just become a cleric out of nowhere.
and he is a shadow sorcerer.
Oh,
he's so cool.
wait a minute. Are you? Well, it seems like that there were mysteries in this house that even we missed. And
Yes, there are.
well, we solved the big ones, and that's what's important.
Still, I don't know how I feel about how this ends.
Really
I
don't
kind of
think
feel bad.
it's not really our business how it ends. We just got dragged into it because we didn't want to look suspicious.
I suppose in the end everyone got their sort of comeuppance.
I guess you're right, but still, it just doesn't sit right with me.
It usually doesn't. You learn to live with it.
Would you ever have done it differently?
Me?
No.
L. What'd you say?
Would you have done it differently? No.
I think you cut out at the same part both times.
No.
Just L was the last word.
Would L have done it differently? Yes.
I suppose that depends on what you mean. Would I have done what differently?
I don't know.
It's like it depends on what you mean. What do what differently?
Like if
Oh,
what
like
I
was
mean,
killing
killing
him?
someone, man.
like
This.
conditional on what? Like
Okay, hold on.
if what was different.
Let me rethink my words. You have like, not killed anyone. This guy, even though like would get caught and probably get a worse life because of it.
Because I am now being arrested for my crime, he gets to live his life. He gets to enjoy what life has. I tried to show him in my time with him, but he realized so long as his, in quotes, father was still alive, he wouldn't be able to.
So
It was
It
simple as
was?
extraditing the process.
it was love then, or pity, or a mixture of the two?
Compassion?
You could call it love.
It's probably not my place to say, but I think maybe even with everything happening, I think you at least made it better for him.
I still feel like murder was a bit much.
Well, I'm not talking about the murder. I mean, just,
Her company.
well, it seemed like you were there to support him, and I think he greatly appreciated that at least. That's why, well, he was clearly very distressed to hear about, you know,
Crimes.
the murder and your involvement with it.
Could have just spirited the poor bastard away. You seem to be able to get in and out pretty easily.
And take it from me, romance between a mortal and an immortal does not work out well in the end for either party.
Let
The
me be a
Dhampir aren't
fool.
immortal, if I'm mistaken.
No, they are.
Oh.
They're immortal in the sense that they can't naturally die. They can die by, being beat the hell out of, but they can't age to death. They're ageless.
Hmm.
Because
I'm used to other mythologies where they just age at 1/10 of the rate of people.
no, for this one, they're kind of like thin bloods, basically, to put it in perspective. They can ascend to full vampirism through the help of a vampire, like a true vampire, but they are effectively like thin bloods.
I got you now.
Well, I don't think it's our business to tell them whether or not it's a good idea for their
See,
relationship.
that's a completely different discussion. I'm just on the moral grounds of whether or not you should murder. My answer, more often than not, is no.
I'm just giving my unique perspective on the situation.
It's one life for another. He deserves to live.
And you don't?
And bro, the existentialism.
No. Morally, I'm actually okay with this. I don't know if I would have acted differently if I were in your shoes. But I can't excuse it. I know he was a horrible man. I know that there's hardly anyone who was glad to have known him. But it still doesn't make it right.
Perhaps. But that is not for me to decide. What's done is done. You have your culprit.
Yeah, let's bring her to honor.
Alright. So you all make your way
I-
back. Oh, go ahead.
I gesture to see if she wants to walk herself.
She is.
I follow behind, but respectfully.
You bring her back to the main room, where Justice is now going to be taking these two away into custody.
But her name was Honor.
Fuck, sorry, Justice is her dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Honor is going to take them away. Thank you. This has been, well, one way to spend a night. Come on, you two. I won't forget about this. Mark my words.
Yeah.
I will be back. Hear me! Hear
I'm gonna
me!
laugh,
I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna laugh about this with friends over beer.
Can I just say, I think we all agree that I'm glad that he did it just so he could see him pissed. Like, that guy sucks. The guy who died sucked too, but that guy sucks a little extra.
No, that's fair.
Can't believe the first time I've been to a party this happens.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
and Captain, be sure to extradite him to his home country. I'm sure they'd love to see him home.
That is the intention.
Trust me, this isn't the worst party I've been to. Remember the Jasmine Killer?
The
Yeah.
what?
Oh,
Right.
right. Bit of a local thing. See, I've dealt with something a little similar to this, except it was a string of murders, and one of them fell on the dinner table in pieces.
Oh.
So I'm
Yeah.
used to this. Very used to this.
Mm.
Yeah.
The
When you spend as much.
mortifying shock of death has just become a dull sensation in the back of my head. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
No, you're fine. When you spend as much time in the Feywild as I do, just things in general cease to shock you. I've come to have a bit of a numbing feeling when it comes to any experience, really, which is why I was more level-headed than most tonight.
I've only heard children's stories of the Feywild. It's a real place.
Unfortunately, yes, I visit there every night when I go to sleep.
And you
Mr.
go to sleep?
Bernard, if I may ask, what is? He's not sure how to put it into words, and just like gestures to like the
Tiny light.
small, tiny.
Oh, I'm sorry, I hadn't introduced her. This is my daughter, Cassandra. And the little fairy waves.
Oh, hello. He waves back.
Oh, she's so tiny.
I give a gentle wave, and just in my head, is everyone fucking everything now?
Yeah,
That was
it's
bad.
Fucking.
it's a very long story, but yes, that's why I've made frequent trips to the Feywild. It's my weekend. And speaking of which, I should be getting her back to her mother, so I will see the rest of you when I see you. I'm glad to have known you. You are all very competent adventurers.
Oh,
Oh,
the pleasure's all mine in
thank you.
meeting you.
Oh, thanks. It's nice to meet you too.
You're also very competent yourself. You honestly helped a lot.
Had it not been for you, this investigation might have gone on a little too long.
Well, I appreciate the praise, but I was just doing what anyone would have done.
You can't keep saying that, dude.
Well, what anyone would have attempted to do. You had the capacity to do it.
Hmm.
That's what separates the common man from men like us. And women.
Hmm.
Let's not be discriminate.
Well, I'll be sure to take your words to heart. I'll think them over. And he like makes it look like he's about to leave, and then he just sits down in a chair and instantly falls asleep. And then
Oh.
as soon as he does, his little pixie winks out of existence.
I just
Oh.
kind of look at his unconscious body and... Yeah, he deserves it. Let's let him rest.
Yeah, when he goes to sleep, his body and mind, his spirit and mind are transported to the Feywild. It's part of his deal. So he's just like, basically, he doesn't even have his soul in his body right now. He's astral projecting pretty much.
Yo, that's
Wow,
fucking
that's
crazy.
No, I do something similar too.
You what?
Yeah, that's right. I'm just gonna drop this bomb. Bye.
She's just saying that and leaving? Oh my fucking
No,
god.
not for real. Not leaving, but she did just drop that bomb.
So,
Huh.
with everything that is said and done, eventually everyone begins to make their peace and leave. And the only one left remaining is Fail, who looks to the stars.
I actually wanted to speak to him, but
Okay,
this
go
is
ahead.
fine. Fail.
Yeah.
I know this is probably a dumb question, but are you alright?
Not particularly.
I'm sorry about what happened.
My, in quotes, father was a right bastard. But he still fed me and clothed me and sheltered me. I hate him, but I can't be angry at him. I don't consider him my real father either. It's just the only way to refer to him.
That's understandable.
The only thing that really weighs on my mind now is what's going to happen to Elle.
Well, it seems like a lightened sentence might be on the table, but I suppose you'll just have to wait and see.
Life in prison must be torture for a Dampier. I don't imagine that it'll be less than that. Usually, Meritos spies would be executed in Obeve. But given she handed over her accomplice, or, well, the other person, I guess, she won't be executed, hopefully.
Kind of like looks around, contemplates what to say next.
I'm
The-
gonna
He's looking around to see if anyone else is close to them right now.
I'm gonna
Just
shuffle over
snoring
to
in the
Mr. Monk.
background.
Is Maximilian nearby?
I'm with Mr. Tunk.
You're just what? Sorry, you're so quiet.
I'm with Mr. Tunk.
Okay.
Yukata could be there.
Hey. Go back to your corner, alright? You just kind of like gotta lean in a bit, like, do you want to break her out?
I don't know if
Well,
I'd put myself on the edge of the law. Not again.
That's fair.
Plus, I have faith in her. She's rather crafty.
Well, I certainly hope that the two of you get to see each other again.
I'm sure that we will. In time.
Well,
He's just like
I will.
looking up at the sky.
Yeah, you're just gonna leave him to it.
well, Mr. Tunk. Seems there's still a lot left to be done around here.
But it seems, yes.
Matter of inheritance and succession with the former owner gone this manor. Falls into new hands, though. Whose hands, I do have to wonder.
Well, if I had to guess, it'll side with his daughter.
He's just looking over at Joy.
And I just... Wait, daughter, I was never informed.
You asked me to keep that secret. And
Oh,
then you
fuck!
Bro,
He just puts his hands in his
Balls
head, like,
it.
oh, come on.
he's like, fuck, oh, shit.
I did such a good job
that-
keeping it secret.
How did I not... I'm losing my touch. I really am.
Don't tell him you told me.
It's like, shit, god damn it.
If the secret's out, at least don't tell him I lied.
Well... Seems our work here is done.
It seems. Thank you.
Of course. It was only the natural thing. And while it may be morbid, I do enjoy a good mystery.
I think I've had enough mystery for one lifetime.
If that's the case, I've had enough for several.
Well.
Perhaps I could bargain with someone to get a few extra lifetimes to even things out.
You know, really, I wouldn't recommend it. That usually comes at a pretty big price.
Of course, I have enough on my plate. Speaking of, I should be going.
Farewell then.
He extends a long hand for you to shake.
I extend my proportionally tiny hand and shake.
Farewell.
Farewell, Mr. Tunk. It was an honor meeting you.
As do you. I know this place might be a bit dreary, but it'd be nice to see any of you come by again.
And, well, this household is no stranger to House Ebonheart.
Sounds good.
I'll take my leave then.
Alright.
I'll, also say goodbye to Joy and Fail.
Yeah.
Shouldn't leave them out.
Yuta.
And as...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask if Yuta had anything else, like any final remarks she wants to make. Owl. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking. Sorry.
No, it's alright.
Honestly, she would just. Excuse me. What? She would just go to like the fail and be like, hey, well, she told me that actually they renamed you to be, fail. What was your name before?
I don't remember. I was too young. I hardly even know who my parents are. I know the Shadarkai, but that's about it.
I don't know them either. Well, if anything, if you don't like a name or anything about yourself, you can always remake yourself,
You're not wrong. One day.
Yeah. Well, despite the bad circumstances, it was still nice meeting you.
You as well.
And all of you would, I guess you just like, it's at everyone and all of you. Get going now.
Travel safely.
Have a good life.
You too.
Leaves.
Jaden, is there any last thing that you said, like as you were leaving or something like that?
Just one passing of Dr. Reed.
Oh. See you later.
I give a nod and a dip, and I will have to be going to bed.
Alright.
Enough.
Yeah.
Good God, I'm
It's
tired.
bedtime.
He passes out right there. I'm just kidding.
Takes 2 steps out the door and
Mood.
And so is... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, someone can wake me up, but I'm just gonna sleep here as long as they'll let me.
Yeah, they're gonna let you stay the night. You're good. you're good. But as everything fades and Fail starts walking out through the garden, he stares up into the sky, and a smile creeps onto his face. And that's where we'll end the one shot.
Killed his asshole dad, or we didn't kill him, but
He killed him.
he dead.
he's dead now.
So-
and that's all that matters.
I have something to tell you all.
Oh,
Yeah.
we
You
did
got-
it.
You got the wrong guy.
Oh,
No way.
who?
Fuck.
It was Fail.
He was Fail.
You know what? Let me
You know
tell
what?
y'all something.
I'm fine with
We
that.
probably there was some such shit about the fucking library that we didn't check. We probably should have done that.
So the way
There
that
was a
you were
secret entrance to the observatory, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Goddamn murder
I,
mystery.
I couldn't
Rochelle.
say anything because I wasn't there.
But
You could have gone there, I guess.
there is no observatory here. But the book that you had, the booklet, the planner, is a duplicitous manuscript. It is a spell book that makes itself look like something else. So in his case, it was a planner. Usually it's like smut. But for his, it's a planner, and the crystal ball was his casting focus. Just basically reinforcing that he is a wizard.
I completely forgot I even had the crystal ball. My bad.
Nah, you're good. It didn't really play
Okay.
into anything other than just saying that he was an actual wizard. He wasn't just somebody studying the arcane.
I was planning on chanting into it, like, "Who's the murderer?"
And I made very special care with Elle, constantly referring to never being the actual one who committed the crime. She covered for him.
Oh my god.
She willingly went to jail so that he could have a life.
So he was the Hemlock?
No, the Hemlock was the actual guy. You got that right. What she did was she cast a spell to make him go at his throat with her singing, but he was the one subtle casting psychic damage spells because he's a sorcerer.
Ah.
Rip.
Honestly, I don't have a problem with this ending though, because
Honestly,
deserves
Yeah, we got the wrong
Yeah.
guy, but it's not
I'm
exactly
happy
a
with
bad
this.
ending.
well,
I'm-
no, because like both
The funnier
people-
ending.
both the people we got had murderous intent toward the dude, so I don't really feel bad about arresting either of them. And I also don't feel bad about letting him go, because honestly, the guy deserved it.
Wait, like, was she like saying the truth about like him being a fucking spy, or just?
Oh no, that was
shitting
true.
out
That was
your ass?
entirely true. She'd studied like every aspect of this guy's life because she is like a Meritos spy. So she knew what she was talking about. She had seen the guy place the hemlock, all that kind of stuff. So she understood what was going on. But yeah, that's how this
Oh,
one
that's
ends.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Well-
happy about this ending, even if we got the wrong person.
I mean,
Yeah.
One for two.
double see. Yeah, Elle and Fail are old friends, and the fact that she mentioned the windows was supposed to hint that she used to sneak in to see him.
Aw.
When she had said somebody could sneak in or out using the windows,
Mhm.
she was referring to herself.
Yeah, I figured out that much.
Yeah.
And you discovered that Hefix is Joy's mother, and that Dethel was guilty of attempted murder. But the actual story that happened was that von Vossner kidnapped Fail young in his life, because he saw that he was able to cast spells, and as a wizard, that was an affront to his pride. Because everything around him, he was very vain, which usually leads to very prideful. His pride was his downfall, however, because he would constantly, like, beat the shit out of this kid. Like, he was very mean to this kid. And tried to basically force the kid into becoming a wizard, but Fail never really actually took to being a wizard, only to being a sorcerer. And eventually, during this party, he planned with Elle to kill his father and make it look like poisoning.
Was he telling us he was a cleric so we wouldn't think that he had access to arcane magic and
Yes.
we wouldn't think that it was him who did it?
Yep. But I did tease that he was a couple of times a sorcerer by the time when he casted Minor Illusion. I said he says nothing.
Yeah, I was like,
That was a very precise wording on my part, because he uttered nothing, because one of the components to that spell is verbal. So he subtle casted that. And also, the fact that he just randomly became a cleric from the stars. That was just like a bit of a like, hey, that's weird. So there were a couple of weird things that you could have like identified and picked out through my dialogue.
I knew something weird was going on with him, but I'm honestly glad that it wasn't. Because, like, yes, he did it, but he killed his abuser, and at least in fiction, we support that.
Yeah, based. Incredibly based.
Also, in character, Jin would very much support that. Down with the tyrants, fuck those bitches. But yeah, I figured that, like, Doodoo Head Vaughn, whatever the fuck his name is, would kidnapped him, but I didn't think he was kidnapped him for such a petty fucking reason.
Oh no, he was an incredibly petty
God.
reason, and he abused him for
Fuck
an
that
incredibly
guy.
petty reason.
So glad he's dead.
Me as a player says, yeah, this is totally justified. Maximilian would have just been like, cool motive, still murder.
Yeah.
Cool motive, still murder. Yeah,
Imagine bullying a guy for his entire life because he can cast a spell without going mumbo jumbo first.
that's pretty much what it was. And
Literally, what the
I wanted
fuck?
I did not want to make the abuser like justified in any way. I wanted he was a scumbag, he deserved to die kind of a thing.
Yeah, fuck
'cause
that guy.
that is personal. Like I wanted to make sure I treated that storyline properly.
I did think it was
Hopefully I
funny.
Yeah, that's fair.
While he was alive, everyone was like, yeah, we love this guy. And then the second he keeled over, everyone was like, yeah, he's
He's
a
like,
fucking
God,
dick."
fuck that guy. He fucking sucks, man.
Yeah,
when
pretty
you're
sure.
when you're in his house, you're usually not going to insult the party, host. And also,
Yeah, I know better
Free
than to
food.
insult the noble in his face. That's why I just dipped out of the conversation with, what's his face, Elephant Gun. Right as he was talking about, oh yeah, might makes right. I'm gonna just fucking kill it. That's my solution.
I hope he gets destroyed in turn.
I hope he actually gets executed. That's the
Oh.
other one to say goodbye to.
It's just,
Fair.
hey, he killed his former rival. Yeah, okay, yeah, so he used poison. That motherfucker's gonna die!
Yeah.
Everyone just
Fuck
gets
that
out their
guy.
brass knuckles and bludgeons him to death.
it's not because
Death
you're a
by
spy,
Piss
it's
Boy.
because you tried to kill somebody with poison.
Yeah, basically.
Didn't cave in his skull, you coward.
As
Exactly.
it turns out, Sir Deathnell was indeed bitch made.
Yeah.
He was.
I joked about that, but we got him because he was a bitch.
Yep.
I'm so proud of us.
Yeah.
No,
So proud of us that we got the real villains of the story.
I gotta pack real quick. I will talk to you guys later.
Yeah.
Okay,
Alright, guys, enjoy.
yeah.
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 I did it. It was fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm gonna just say arrivederci for sure.